This live presentation of high school basketball on FingerLakes1.com is brought to you thanks to the support of Generations Bank, Little John Orthodontics, Bill Cram Chevrolet, DeSanto Propane, Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant, Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, Brad Van Dusen Photography, It's a Wonderful Run 5K, Penny's Place Family Restaurant, Ferrara Lumber and Building Supplies, Red's Place in downtown Seneca Falls, Wilson Press and Mail House, Connie's Diner, Stever's Garage and Jimmer's Auto, and FingerLakes1.com digital marketing.
You are looking live at Ovid's South Seneca Gymnasium, the Jack Guinan Gymnasium, as we're about to kick off the post-Thanksgiving high school basketball season. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to high school basketball doubleheader action to start off the season. Dave Barnick along with Mike Alessio. Happy to have him alongside me today, and of course Jim Senecropi Engineering, and one half of the fabulous Hunt Brothers, Jeremy, doing the work on the camera. Glad you could join us wherever you might be. Second day of leftovers, perhaps. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing at all.
And we hope everybody had a safe and very happy Thanksgiving as we kick off the holiday season with a tip-off holiday basketball tournament. And you know quite a lot about all four of these teams that will be featuring today in the preliminary, or the consolation game, I should say. South Seneca, the home team, losing to Mynderse quite convincingly by a Mynderse victory, taking on Weedsport, who hung in there but lost by double figures to Palmac. Mynderse will be the second game this afternoon, or early this afternoon, I should say. But South Seneca and Weedsport will do battle now. Different team on the floor this year for the Falcons.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it'll be a rebuilding or kind of a reloading sort of year for South Seneca after having so much success for so long. And but they're, you know, talking to Coach Heather Mott, you know, they're excited about it. These things happen, and you got to make the best of it and take it from there. Weedsport, you know, I watched last night, don't know a lot about it. They got some solid players. They hung in there with a very good Palmac team. Great defensively, and just were kind of outmanned at the end of it. But it's great to get started again. Good to see you again. And a lot of people look forward to the holidays. I look forward to this Finger Lakes sports team.
And I look forward to little or no snow, although some's expected tomorrow, I guess. But happy that you could be joining us, or even if you catch this game a bit later through the great abilities of Finger Lakes 1 to provide that service for the community. And what are the keys to the game? The Ferrara Lumber keys to the game, Mike Alessio. We should say check out FerraraLumber.com when planning your next improvement project. Ferrara Lumber, worth the trip in Seneca Falls. The keys to the game?
Well, I think on the South Seneca end of things, you know, you're looking at Logan Shawless, senior, 4-year varsity player. You know, has had a critical role in the teams coming up to this, but now is her chance to blossom. And I think she's played a little reserved in the past. That she really needs to let it go and be a true leader out there. So, in watching last night's game, you know, she really wasn't able to display that because she had gotten some early foul trouble. So she picked up her third foul early in the second quarter, and was I feel never really able to apply herself. So on the South Seneca end, you're going to have to watch, you know, keep an eye out for her. Emma Fletcher's or another player, or Emma Fletcher's out with a torn ACL. So, you know, that's going to have an adverse effect on the team.
Yeah, and she's one of the triplets.
Yes.
And she is the one who played the most, scored the most a year ago. So we certainly feel first and foremost for her and her family. But from a team aspect, that's a real critical blow to Heather Mott and Bob Mott's South Seneca Lady Falcons. And their sister, Averill, graduated. So that leaves us with just two of the three triplets.
And Alyssa, you know, is an aggressive player, and you know, they'll be looking to her for some leadership on the floor as well. On Weedsport end of things, you know, you've got two players stood out to me. Susie Nemec last night, and she was on the was selected to the BC ANY summer team that they won a gold medal on, which was quite an accomplishment. And then Emma Stark played an excellent game. She's a good defensive player, nice shot, and hung that team in there last night with a good Palmac team, as I said. So I'd be looking at see what Logan Chalice can do, and Nemec on the Weedsport end of things.
Yeah, and we're talking regarding to Logan, great talent. Her fourth year, as you mentioned, she is a junior, so she will continue to pile up some nice career stats. But it's kind of tough. She needs to be a leader and play aggressively. However, they need her presence out there, that she has to be very mindful of the foul situation, or at least South Seneca is aware that she needs to be.
Yeah. She was unfortunate last night. It was real early in the second quarter when she picked up her third. So, however, South Seneca, they're moving people in and out quite a bit throughout the game. So
we have a Kenyan too, and many people, of course, remember Mackenzie Kenyon, the Player of the Year in the Fabulous Five a few years ago, and a longtime starter. Her younger sister Allison, a sophomore, will get a lot of playing time. May start today. So some familiar names, of course, but certainly they had a chance to win the sectionals. In fact, I thought that was an upset a year ago when they lost to a hot, I believe it was Perry, or was it Oakfield, Alabama?
Oakfield, Alabama last year,
and a disappointing loss. That would have been 4 consecutive titles in a row for South Seneca, and the possibility of going for that record-tying 5th consecutive
that's quite
title.
a run for not losing a sectional game for that many years, and it's a high expectation. So regardless of their lack of size this year, from being here last night, I can tell you there's still a lot of enthusiasm. They were defeated handily last night against Mynderse, and
which is a surprise because expectations for Mynderse were somewhat questionable
I
this
think
year.
When we get to talking about them, I think Coach Anderson was probably, like I was, pleasantly surprised with some of the poise that they showed for a lot of girls not seeing a lot of action at all up until this year, really, with the exception of maybe Mackenzie Higbee.
Well, one thing that there's a big difference, and some years more so than others, between the Finger Lakes East and the Finger Lakes West. I still think the South Seneca team's very capable of contending in the Finger Lakes West, and with wins comes confidence and also improvement during the course of the year. So this is just the tip-off tournament.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting in Finger Lakes West is also that in the reason Coach Mott said she had to scramble a little bit and try to put a tough schedule together was they had to reach out for extra games because 2 of the teams weren't able to field a varsity team this year. So Naples and Honeyway didn't have enough participation to field varsity teams. So
that's very sad.
Very sad.
Except for the fact that parents driving to those locations.
So they filled the schedule with Tough Gananda School and Batavia. So I don't know about the driving
Notre Dame
part
or
of it.
Batavia.
Yeah, we're driving out to Batavia. Hopefully it's a home one. So in a more general and grander scheme moment in talking to Heather was that's an issue is participation. I think she's involved with Section 5 and some of the more administrative duties in the area, and that's something they're talking about. Is I was surprised she told me that even a school like Geneva didn't have the numbers to field the JV team this year, and that's a city school.
It's interesting the transition that's been happening, or metamorphosis that's been happening, and it started I think more with boys sports.
Yeah.
And now, from what you're saying, obviously is occurring on the girls' side as well, which we hate to see, and we'll see what ultimately comes out of that. Of course, in football, a lot of teams struggling to field teams, and
going to
many
the
of them to
9-man
the 8-man
or 8-man,
football. But there's also more sports and fewer kids enrolled at most of these schools.
And I can tell you from having a son, who's in high school.
As we see Bob Mott giving some instructions to Alyssa
Fletcher. Yeah. Individual sports are full-time, deal now. Full year round. All the sports. It doesn't matter if you're soccer, baseball. It used to be a lot of times, AAU basketball. They all have something now. So.
I'm not so sold on some of the AAU stuff as I used to be. Or at least the length of these schedules, and some kids get wore out or burn out from it.
True.
Others, frankly, love it and can't get enough, but the wear and tear on the body, and that's, in fact, where the Fletcher girl, Emma, injured her ACL during AAU basketball. And,
she did.
Anyway, Weedsport, by the way, very happy to see former Lions coach and current Weedsport athletic director in attendance today, but I had a chance to chat with Zach Young at the Chiropractic College gym the other day, or fitness room. And
Zach's doing great over there, and the Weedsport coach is a legend in himself. I think his record is upwards of 120 wins and some 20 losses or something to that effect, Chris Vargason. So
we'd like to thank Generations Bank, that they're at mygenbank.com, as one of our sponsors, helping to bring you high school basketball tonight and this season, along with Little John Orthodontics. That's littlejohnortho.com for the dental needs that you may have. Great to have them aboard again this year as starting lineups being introduced. Sarah Carroll, Susie Nemick, Emma Stark. We mentioned both those girls earlier. They'll be joined by Julie Miles, and rounding out the starting five is Mariah Quigley, excuse me. And now the South Seneca Lady Falcons. Nice with the female public address announcer. A little different. Logan with the introduced, along with Haley Bentley. Amelia Dickens, you may be able to hear it over the loudspeaker. Allison Kenyon getting the start. And Haley Crane. It sounded. And that's the starting lineup for Heather Motts, and assisted, of course, by her husband, Bob Mott. By the way, we had a thriller in the JV tip-off tournament finals championship just moments ago, where Mynderse kind of gave up a lead of 8 to 10 points, found themselves tied, and then came back. 2 buckets.
Actually down 2. They lost the lead.
Two buckets, a tying bucket, and go-ahead bucket by Lauren McDermott. And congratulations to the Lady JVs from Mynderse.
2-0 to start the season.
And that makes Jim Sinacropi a bit calmer. And
yes,
a bit happier.
Does. A bit happier with his daughter, Jackie.
He'll actually give her some pizza money or something now, I guess. Yep. So good to be with you, Mike,
good to again. Be with you, Dave.
Since sometime last winter. And we're about ready to tip this one off live from the Jack Guinan Gymnasium in Ovid, New York. South Seneca Lady Falcons. It'll be Shawless jumping and against Emma Stark, and it's controlled by the Falcons, and quickly to the lane. Yes! And a foul. Shawless with a bucket, the nice drive, and that's the aggressive move you were calling for.
I was just going to say that's what Coach Madden and everyone needs to see out of her this year.
Chance for a three-point play for the third of the 4 Shawless girls. And a shot, nothing but the bottom of the net. We had, of course, Kelsey, the oldest.
Oh, defensive.
And nice pass inside. Go ahead, Mike.
Defensive breakdown there. Left wide open under the basket.
Too easy for Susie Nemec. And Shawless out front, controlling the ball to Kenyon, who then picks for Bentley. Back to Kenyon on the pick and roll. It's stolen away. Here comes Weedsport, stolen back by Fletcher, who's down on the floor, then stolen back, and it's going to be a 4-3 lead as Sarah Carroll gets on the board with the layup. Just underway for our 2019-2020 season. Good ball movement, high arcing shot, no. That shot attempted by Crane. I thought the PA announcer, even though we have it listed as 24, said she was number 22, and that is correct. And Crane has it right here.
Pretty much all man-to-man defense from all teams yesterday.
I was told that the worst situation for South Seneca was their inability to simply shoot very well against Mynderse, and so far, except for that opening bucket, evidence of not doing well. Again, travel call will give the ball back to the Falcons. And again, short break between games, and then we'll have the championship tip-off holiday game between Mynderse and Palmac. Palmac pretty big.
Yeah, Palmac's got some real solid players, people back, and just some real great athletes.
Again, good pass inside, but the shot missed badly, high over the rim. A little looping pass, nice fast break, and the bucket is good on by Carroll. And I think that may have been Stark with the pass inside. So quickly it's 6-3 after South Seneca scored on the opening drive. Here's an open 15-footer, in and out. Weedsport looks pretty good for a team that got beat by double figures. And here's the layup. Shifting gears and laying it up and in, and it's 8-3 very quickly.
Yeah, they're running a lot more effectively than they did last night.
Kenyon out front, loops it on the left wing to Fletcher. Back out to Shawless, bounce pass Bennett. She's going to be called for steps. Or actually, that was Crane. 8-3 your score. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. Did you indulge and enjoy?
Oh, yeah.
And how about those Buffalo Bills? Nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, they did look good. I'm going to the game on Sunday, so.
Dress warm. That'll be a tough one. A week from Sunday. And thank you for not diving.
I thought we were going to have a visitor over here.
Remember, your first job is to protect the old guy.
That's right. I would have jumped in on you. We got to protect that new knee.
That's right. And the other one's just a few years old. Nice drive. Kenyon misses the chip in. Kind of a late whistle. Caught a break there, I think.
But a good call and a great pass by Logan Chalice. A lot of pick and rolls.
And discussion. As a substitution, Jenna Sullivan. Speaking of Jenna's, the very fine graduated Jenna McDonald might be joining us. Took her talents, and she laid it out on the line every time. Took her talents to Ithaca College, I believe.
Yes, she did. I was able to talk to her last night a little bit, and he's enjoying Ithaca.
Kenyon makes the second of two. And it's 8-4 game. I like the way this Weedsport team moves the ball around. Bad shot, or a badly missed shot there. And Shawless comes away with it for the Falcons. Logan looking, and just a bit too high for Kenyon. Good idea, but couldn't handle the high pass. So how's the Christmas shopping going, Mike?
Nothing yet. Figured we'd get through Thanksgiving first.
And Thanksgiving's late this year.
Yeah.
December already occurs Monday. 8-4 game, halfway through, or just about midway through the first quarter. You see, not that Weedsport's huge, but they have a decided height advantage, especially when those two players for Weedsport wear their hair in a bun. They're much taller.
Yeah, you'll pick up a few inches.
Driving, missing.
Emma Stark.
Stark with a nice move, just couldn't finish. Down court quickly into the game for South Seneca is Leah Fletcher. That might make it easier. She has her hair dyed a darker color. Driving, and again that throwaway turnover.
You know, admittedly, on the South Seneca end of things, you know, they've relied on Jade Parsons for years as a presence in there in a post position. So they really had to kind of switch up the game a little bit, Coach Mott said. I think a little more activity, a little more opened up.
And Weedsport promptly throws the ball away themselves. Again, that's game number 2 for these players' season. And we'll have game number 2 this evening, late afternoon, early evening. Following this one, Mynderse and Palmyra-Macedon. Stop and pop, the high arcing shot, no. That was Alyssa Fletcher, or excuse me. Yeah, Alyssa.
Ooh, beautiful drive.
Driving, laying it up and converting was Weedsport. I didn't catch who scored that.
That was Susie
Nemec?
Nemec, yeah.
So it's 10-4, over and out, good buddy. Bentley, and she has the ball stolen by Nemec. She's going to take it herself, left side of the lane, lay it up short. Kind of lost control a little bit. And South Seneca will try to come back quickly. Other way, this is Kenyon driving to the lane, and her shot is blocked out of bounds.
I think Nemec was trying to lean in for the foul there.
We see the instant replay here on a play earlier. Jeremy Hunt.
This is beautiful. That was a nice little semi-Euro step, I guess.
Rumor control has it that the fabulous Hunt brothers actually use Heinz ketchup, which is hard to believe.
I don't believe it.
We'll have to get an investigative report. Kenny's Pennies, or that guy, me.
Kenny. Kenny was here last night.
Saw him at the Syracuse game where they thrashed Bucknell. They're not going to thrash too many teams this year. And another South Seneca turnover in this first quarter of play. So really, I mean, since Logan scored the 3-point play in the first 10 seconds, South Seneca has only got 1 point since then in about 6 minutes of play.
A little bit of a long shot there early in the shot clock. Probably would have liked to have worked that around a little bit.
And there's a reach-in foul. Actually, Weedsport looks very much in control of this game. I know it's early, just a 6-point lead. You lost the fiery, lay it on the line, Jenna McDonald, and the big center, Jade Parsons. Driving, Kenyon gets hacked in the act. That was a nice break, 2-on-1 break, and a chance for Kenyon to go to the line. Allison will have 2. Brother Matt playing for the boys. Was wondering if
I think he actually played football for Mynderse
He
this
did.
year.
And he was very impressed with the camaraderie and the coaching organization playing for Mynderse as South Seneca with a beautiful new lighted field and unable to field a team for it.
He did well, and I know was well liked as well. So
2 out of 2 at the line for Allison. Nemec drives through the lane, looks for the cutter, doesn't find one. They'll reset from outside. Stark, and stolen by Kenyon. Crane gives it back to Kenyon. They'll reset the offense. Good man-to-man defense here by Weedsport. 10-6 your score. Minute 15 remaining in the quarter. Driving through the lane, Shawless gets rid of it. Stop and pop. High arcing shot just off the rim and no good.
Drive. Beautiful drive by Logan.
She may have to be pressured into being less unselfish.
Yeah.
Or to be more selfish.
I think she had intent of going up with a shot, just kind of lost it at the end of it on her fingertips. But in this game, so it's 10-6, Weedsport, but a game that you would feel, if you weren't looking at the scoreboard, was clearly controlled by Weedsport, but yet it's a 2-possession game. So I think if you're Heather Mott, you're happy that you're down by 4, maybe less.
They thought it would be a Weedsport or South Seneca final based on the opening schedule. But Mynderse had other ideas. 10-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. 10-6 your score, reach and foul. And, of course, Bill Cram Chevrolet has a great new and used inventory at BillCramChevrolet.com. You know when the best month of the year to buy cars are from a financial point of view?
No.
December. Yeah. Just reading up on that. As I got torpedoed about 3 weeks ago by a huge buck deer right into the side of my car.
I was hoping you got a deer this year.
Not that way. It was brutal. Here's the bomb from outside, just short. Looked good on its way. South Seneca has time if they hurry. 4 seconds left in the quarter. Can they get a shot off here? They do, but it's batted away. And we've come to the end of one. 10-6, Weedsport over South Seneca. Quarter 1, game 1 of our doubleheader.
Generations Bank has celebrated 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more. Generations has been the Finger Lakes Bank since 1870. Generations Bank, member FDIC. All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Thruway Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. Browse their full Cramtastic new and used vehicle inventory online at BillCramChevrolet.com, supporting high school athletes for the past 50 years. Dr. Littlejohn, Dr. Barbie, and their outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal to ensure the overall wellness of each of their patients through their exceptional orthodontic care. Dr. Rod Littlejohn and Dr. Liz Barbie are proud to support our area high school athletes. Check out Dr. Rod and Dr. Liz online at littlejohnortho.com.
Quarter number 2 about set to begin. Weedsport to inbound. Your point well taken. Despite the turnovers and lack of scoring by South Seneca, just down 4.
Nobody in foul trouble. I think that's a little bit of a difference from last night, so hopefully we'll get a better reflection on.
And here's a off the missed shot. Fletcher going to drive, and she goes down hard, no whistle. And Weedsport gets the rebound and comes the other way. Inside feed. And tie up, possession arrow to the Falcons.
I thought she got hit there on that.
It looked like
that layup,
yeah,
across the arm. But
so
no call.
Mynderse, I wonder, Alabama and Auburn in a big game right now as we speak. You follow the college game very much?
A little bit.
Do you have a team you squeeze for other than the
Not
orange?
really. Not really.
This is Leah Fletcher out front. Finds Logan. Going to get a lot of minutes this year. I don't recall her shooting maybe once besides that opening layup in the first quarter.
Oh, I thought I guess we had a 30-second timeout by the Falcons, but I thought they were going to get an illegal pick there.
Well, we can't do the DeSanto propane heat check just yet because nobody's that hot. In fact, the gymnasium is not that hot. And we might mention in the olden golden days, in the Harold Miller Gymnasium, which had a tremendous record of high school basketball for the boys for many years and then later the girls somewhat. But Jack Guinan, on those sold-out basketball games, which were most of them in the heyday, was accused of turning the heat up. It got so hot in there. Well, if he could help us out right now, we could stand a few degrees in here.
And anything for an edge. These coaches, these old-school coaches, I wouldn't put it by him. He was a great coach.
My former neighbor, I'm still neighbors, of course, with Patricia Guinan. Logan, downtown shot, no. Rebound right there is Nemec. She's going to bring it up court herself. Puts the brakes on. Looks for help. Could have been caught. Yeah. A little late call, but the correct one.
Yeah.
The double dribble. Kind of like oatmeal in the morning.
I think Logan's going to find that shot. You know, she got a beautiful, beautiful form.
Double dribble. The other way. 2 consecutive double dribbles. Kind of like Paxton. Paxton, my grandson, at 3 years old.
They're looking for some energy from that Haley Bentley, number 15 this year. Supposed to be a real fire plug.
She got some minutes last year.
Yeah.
Of course, there were so many games. Scramble for the ball, and there are going to be steps. No, jump ball.
Yeah.
When you win so many games lopsided, even players who might not normally play get their share of minutes. That's one advantage to building
it sure is.
a team up. Logan handling it. Picking up at half court is Weedsport, and another turnover. And here's a breakaway. Nemec going to go in. No foul called. She misses the left-handed layup. Coming back the other way, Crane with a wild shot. Logan saves it.
Great hustle by Logan.
They can't put the ball in the hole. That was the attempt by Maddie Poth, who's in the game. Here's the bomb from Nemec. Won't go.
Good hustle by Emma Stark to pick up that loose ball. I think she caught a bump on the inside of her knee.
Don't say that.
A little stinger. You know how that feels, Dave.
And she's walking it off. Emma Stark. Got Emma Stark out there. Susie Nemec. Sarah Carroll. Inbounding the ball. Weedsport. That was
nice little pick and roll.
Jenna Sullivan. So now both teams have done the old foreigner bit, cold as ice. Lots of turnovers.
A lot of turnovers. You know, a lot of these teams, both the boys and the girls, you know, they're also starting a week later this year. So, you know,
here's a block.
Not a lot of practices or scrimmages yet.
The three-pointer, Mike, by Emma Stark, our first trifecta of the contest. And it's the biggest lead at 7. Answering the other way is Maddie Poth.
Beautiful rotation on that shot.
Now another three-pointer try won't go. Substitution into the game. As Stark now will get a break.
Geez, I want to correct myself on Chris Vargas's stats here. He's actually 187 wins and 61 losses.
That's a little better than 3 out of 4. And here's yet another turnover or steal. A shot, one and done. Kenyon brings it up court. Bentley has it now in the corner. Poth looks, sees it.
Again.
Bang! And that's the DeSanto propane heat check. As we had a player make 2 buckets in a row.
Oh.
Maddie Poth.
From the same spot.
Likes that corner shot.
And pulls him within 3.
Like the country hick from French Lick, Indiana. Larry Bird. We got a timeout on the court. We'd like to tell you, speaking of a heat check, that one of our fine sponsors is DeSanto Propane. Not Tom DeSanto, by the way, one of my golfing buddies. But since 1939, the difference has been DeSanto. DeSantoPropane.com for your heating needs. And Cicino Pizzeria and Restaurant. We'll be featuring our Cicino Player of the Game certificate we'll be giving out at the conclusion of each of today's games. And you can order online at Cicino's or give them a call or stop in at either of their locations, Geneva, Waterloo, or Del Lago.
Oof.
13-10 your score halfway through quarter number 2. Our initial broadcast of the 1920 season. Nice move, doesn't get the roll. That was Carroll. And here comes South Seneca. So both teams having trouble converting, although Maddie Poth, who now is out of the game, isn't she? I believe. Yeah, I don't see her.
Yeah.
Cross-court it over to Dickens.
Good idea there on that backdoor cut. Pass.
1, 2, 3 wrestle. We got a jump ball or a tie-up. The Warriors, when you see blue and white and Warriors on your jersey in these parts, it's normally not Weedsport. It's those Romulans.
The Romulans, or the Blue Devils.
But they're not the Warriors, though.
They are Warriors. Yep.
And the Blue Devils will be on this court shortly under Jerry Anderson. Had a chance to work sectional games with Jerry a year ago. My pleasure to do so. The bomb from outside by Carroll won't go. Nemec throws up the runner, gets it, and the foul.
I think the difference in that layup by Nemec was to use your right hand on that left side, although we like to see the players using their left hand on the left side. We also like to see them make it. So you got to do what you got to do.
I'm sorry, Mike.
No.
Nemec with 7 in the game, converting the 3-point play and a 6-point lead again for the Warriors of Weedsport. Athletic Director 1, Zach Young. What a good guy Zach is. Actually, a nice talent pool that James Sinecropi has acquired or put together for many of these basketball games over the years. Zach took part in some of that when he wasn't busy coaching. Long bomb won't go. Rebound up and in. Haley Bentley with her first hoop of the game. 4-point game. Hopefully we'll have a close one. Hopefully we'll have 2 close ones. The JV game was a thriller at the end. And little traveling music.
Excellent call.
Logan got a quick breather. She's back in. And we also see Franny Milton reporting into the game for the first time for Coach Chris Vargenson's Weedsport team. Fletcher open, high arcing shot.
Oh.
And goes over the top of the backboard. That'll be a violation. 16-12 your score. What do you want to talk about at halftime? Basketball, football, Christmas, Thanksgiving? I know what I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you to give me your 3 favorite kinds of pie. As Julie
I'll make a note.
As Julie Mills converts and the lead back to 6. Here's the bomb by Fletcher and misses the rim entirely. Dangerous point right now, under 2 to go. Nice drive by Nemec, lays it up and in.
And just like that, we're at 8.
Driving Fletcher, stop and pop, short. May have got that ball deflected. And Nemec may take the lane again, stop and pop herself. No. Rebound fought for about, and South Seneca gives it up. The basket no good. And I think South Seneca timeout, a chance for us to tell you that Finger Lakes Partners Insurance is another fine Finger Lakes 1 basketball sponsor. FingerLakesInsurance.com, available in a number of locations. Seneca Falls, or Waterloo, Geneva. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Victor as well. Brad Van Dusen Photography is proud to sponsor high school sports on Finger Lakes 1, and we're very happy to have them with us. BradVanDusenPhotography.com. That's BradVanDusenPhotography.com. And coming up on Friday, the 13th, it's a wonderful run 5K. And for more information, our good friend Kevin Korzaneski, among others involved in that big task, well, he gets the credit. His wife does the work. It's wonderfulrun5k.com, but that's turned into quite an event.
It sure has, not only in the running community, but for Seneca Falls, it's a great weekend. And geez, I want to say we're up 5,000 runners. Maybe I can't remember what the exact number
You running
is.
that?
Yeah. Will
you
your knee be ready for this year's race yet?
It'll be ready.
No,
to put the recliner up.
It will be. I'm actually I've ran every year. I was one of I think there was 20 of us maybe who had a special gear last year for the 10-year anniversary.
If we were keeping track of turnovers, I got to say they're at 15 anyway.
Yeah. They're getting good looks when they don't turn the ball over. They just can't, just not dropping in.
Yeah, we're going to mention something about running here as time permits, because I want to give a big kudos out to somebody. 20-12, and driving, throwing up a runner, not getting the roll, and Pauth's back in there. She hit a couple of shots earlier. They haven't scored since she went on the bench, actually. And Shawless just got to get more shots herself. Nice pass on a little give and go. And the layup is missed. A chippy, no good by Leah Fletcher.
Just not finishing today.
Down to 15 seconds and a half. Off the glass. Went to the bank after hours without calling it.
Franny Milton.
And Milton with a 3 and 11-point lead.
Down to
and
2.
At the buzzer, the shot, no good, and that'll do it. What was a close game most of the first half is now an 11-point margin.
7 straight
Weedsport.
points. 7 straight points by Weedsport there.
So at halftime, as we take about a 5-minute break, and we will be back with more high school basketball action after this.
This live presentation of high school basketball on FingerLakes1.com is made possible thanks to the support from Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant, celebrating 23 years in the Finger Lakes with locations at 22 Main Street in Waterloo, 40 Exchange Street in Geneva, and Del Lago Resort and Casino. Dine-in, takeout, delivery, catering, and banquets. Order online at Cicinos.com. Live, laugh, and eat well. It's the Italian way. Finger Lakes Partners Insurance. For your life, home, auto, and future. Whether it's your first car, second home, or third child, the experienced professionals at Finger Lakes Partners can recommend the coverage that best utilizes and protects your assets. With offices in Geneva, Victor, and Waterloo, and online at fingerlakesinsurance.com. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane. 4 generations strong, DeSanto Propane is a trustworthy, family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com or call 1-800-752-4574 and look for DeSanto Propane on Facebook. Ferrara Lumber has been locally owned for 3 generations and is more than just a lumber and building supplier. Stop in on Baird Street in Seneca Falls to browse their full section of power tools, hardware, lawn and garden, painting, and plumbing supplies, and talk to their experienced staff before planning your next home improvement project. Brad Van Dusen Photography is a full-service photographer serving the Finger Lakes region, offering family, senior, and wedding portraits, also specializing in sports photos, collages, banners, and other keepsakes for your student-athlete. For more information, find Brad on Facebook or visit bradvandusenphotography.com. Penny's Place Family Restaurant, located on 5 and 20 in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo, well known for their large portions and home-cooked meals, a large selection of breakfast items, and everything from burgers, salads, and wraps for lunch. If you want a great meal while pinching a penny, come to Penny's Place. Jimmers Auto offers a full inventory of late model cars, trucks, and minivans. Check out their full inventory online at jimmersauto.com. And for service, visit Stevers Garage on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Jimmers Auto and Stevers Garage, strong supporters of local high school athletes for over 40 years. It's a Wonderful Run 5K. It's a winter run like no other through the streets of Seneca Falls, the town that inspired Frank Capra's holiday classic, It's a Wonderful Life. Learn more and register at itsawonderfulrun5k.com. Red's Place in downtown Seneca Falls, locally owned for 43 years and serving great lunches Monday through Friday from 11:30 to 2 p.m. Legendary soups, wraps, salads, and the best burgers in town. For over 65 years, the Wilson Press has been serving Central New York as commercial printers with a full-service mail house. Specializing in offset and digital printing, graphic design services, full mail house services, marketing and advertising plans, and fundraising programs, call them today at 315-568-9693 or visit them online at wpress.com. Connie's Diner on Main Street in Waterloo has the ambiance you will only find in a true diner. Let the Cardazola family serve your next breakfast, lunch, or dinner from their vast menu of time-tested favorites and original recipes. Visit them online at connieswaterloo.com. And FingerLakes1.com digital marketing, website development, hosting, multimedia production, and home of the most popular website and mobile app in the Finger Lakes. Help FingerLakes1.com bring you more great live local sports coverage by becoming a supporter at patreon.com/FL1.
It's Big Truckin' Deals here at Bill Cram Chevrolet. Check out this cram-tastic inventory for big truckin' deals. Whatever truck you're looking for, we've got the inventory. Trucks for towing, trucks for family, trucks for work, and trucks for fun. Whatever you're into, we've got a big truckin' deal waiting for you. All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. See all our truckin' deals at BillCramChevrolet.com.
We are at halftime of kind of an ugly game, 23-12, but a lot prettier on the Weedsport side of things. And speaking of pretty, and speaking of Weedsport, no, that doesn't fit. But we have Zach Young with us. Happy to have the former Lions coach, current Weedsport athletic director, and fellow New York Chiropractic College Athletic Center member. Zach, nice to see you. Happy Thanksgiving and belated one for that in holiday season.
Good to see you guys too.
And speaking of the Chiropractic College, we want to give a shout out to Rhett Taccone, and we hope he's enjoying keeping the doors locked at the gym.
I know. I want to try to run some of that Thanksgiving dinner off.
Yeah, and I'll ask before we get into the basketball, the important things. I was going to ask Mike this, so I'll ask you both. Give me your favorite pies.
Favorite pie? The chocolate pie with the.
I'm with you on that.
Chocolate pie, graham cracker crust.
Number one?
That's number one. I'm not a pumpkin fan. I'm not an apple fan. I know people. Yeah, I get that reaction a lot.
Well, it's been nice seeing you again, Zach.
Yeah.
You're partial to one?
Well, I'm partial to a number of them, but blueberry, apple, Delane's apple pie, cherry, coconut cream. Shall I go on? Can you guys
It sounds
carry
like
on?
it.
How about
you?
you?
I'm pumpkin and chocolate pie. I'm not an
What's
apple
with
pie
this
fan.
chocolate thing? This must be a North Seneca County thing.
It could be. Or it could be a youth thing.
That tradition. Hey, go easy. Tradition is out the window. Chocolate pies is a favorite. Anyway, tell us about Weedsport. Tell us about the basketball program, both ladies and guys.
Just talking hoops here. Our girls were very strong last year, made to the semifinals and lost probably one of the better girls basketball games I've seen to Cooperstown, who went on to win the title. So it was very tough, after the game for a lot of our seniors. So we're pretty young here on the girls' side, but I think we have some potential. We only have one senior. A lot of juniors, a lot of girls. Girls are very dedicated, play all off season. They play in Baldwinsville. They go down to Waterloo. I got them into the Waterloo Summer League with Coach Bree. And
how many starters back from that fine team from a year ago?
Just actually none, to be honest with you. Susie came off the bench. We started 5 seniors. Susie came off the bench. She probably played starter minutes. Susie Nemick, number 5. Her and Emma Stark were our main contributors that are back, but. I think we can definitely be competitive in our league, and one of the things that is nice about coming here is, the level of competition. It's a little bit better than some of the teams we play in our league. And
what is the name of the league and some of those teams in Weedsport?
We're in the OHSL, so we play we play Cato, Port Byron, Tully, Lafayette, just to name a few. And on the girls' side, we play everybody twice. The boys is a little different because there's a couple private schools mixed in there, like Faith Heritage. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. So there's some differences in that. But we're trying to get Finger Lakes 1 to come up to Section 3 a little bit. I keep busting Jimmy about maybe doing the big holiday tournament, which I've never been to, and I'm a huge hoops fan, but I was there last year. I had to host it, which is the Cuyahoga County holiday tournament, which is Weedsport, Port Byron, Union Springs, and there's somebody else here. Give me another school. Southern Cuyahoga.
Yeah,
and it's been going on for like 50 years, and it's a packed house. It's great. So he's talking about.
We'll have to wear him down. Wear him down.
But our boys team this year, boys lost in the semis to Cooperstown, who went on to win the state championship as well.
Boys and girls?
It was a Weedsport Cooperstown day, and we took 2 on the chin. But our boys are. I think our boys have a lot of potential. We have just enormous size for a Class C team. And
this
year. We were really young last year, and we have 7 juniors, 7 seniors this year. We scrimmaged Lions this morning, which was pretty cool.
I heard.
Dean came over with the kids, and I thought it was great for both
teams. I heard
teams.
You did good as well.
I think it was great for both teams. I think, for our kids to see that level of speed is something that we don't see a lot in our league. And Dean goes, "Wait, who is this? What are you guys feeding these kids over here?" And we have some really big athletic kids.
Well, it's been that way for a little while. When you used to come over to the kickoff tournament in Waterloo, when we were doing that, we were always impressed with the size of the ball players from Weedsport. And you had some good teams at that point.
Yes.
While you were still at Lions.
Yes. So it's a basketball community for sure right now. There's a lot of people involved.
And you're going to stay with us for a few minutes?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Till the TV timeout,
we got
4 minutes.
We want to thank Penny's Place Family Restaurant. A full menu at penny'splacerestaurant.com. And Ferrara Lumber and Building Supplies. Browse their selection at ferraralumber.com. We're happy to have all these sponsors this year as we start the second half. We'll watch. We'll talk a little about what's going on there and a little bit about other things. The question is this year 2 as athletic director?
Year 2.
And how much do you still perhaps miss that coaching piece of it?
It's just a completely different role. You're involved with a lot of different programs instead of just focusing on your 25 to 30 kids. So it's been I'm definitely a lot more comfortable in my second year. And I still, I kind of get my feet wet. I went and helped, Coach Scarlotta and Coach Farguson. I go in the gym quite a bit, and I enjoy talking basketball with them. So I went to the boys' practice yesterday, and it's do I miss it? I can't say there's some nights I don't. I miss big games.
I bet your folks miss going to a lot of those games.
Oh, my father misses it tremendously. But he's here tonight. I'm trying to say,
oh, really?
You can come watch some of the other guys' games, but yeah, he misses it for sure.
My best to Jim and Kieran.
Beautiful shot. That was Logan.
Logan scored the first bucket of the game and did not score the rest of the first half. So they need a lot of production every night out of Logan, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
9-point deficit to Weedsport. Weedsport's moved the ball well, but had their share of not finishing as well.
We missed about 6 layups in transition.
And not that one, however, as Nemec, who's probably been the most impressive player on the court.
She went back to her right hand on that again, which was good. That's 2 in a row. Now, how did she do? I heard she won a gold over the summer on that.
There's the
BCA-NY team.
BCA-NY, which is, if you're not familiar with it, very similar to the old Empire State Games.
Yeah.
And, it's pretty outstanding that, first of all, she's from a smaller school. A lot of times they just pick some of the bigger, class of AA kids. She made that. She came off the bench. She played a big role. She was almost like, one of the defensive stoppers. But just for her to get her name out there and get some exposure, and
you hit it on the head.
Obviously competed at a high level. It was pretty awesome. So
I took a girl up there to try out once, and it's no joke. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, on our team there's a girl. I can't think of her name. She's from New Hartford, and she's got D1 offers from everybody. I believe she's going to be a sophomore, so it was cool for her to kind of partner up with her. And Susie plays high-level AAU. She's all over the place in the spring, in the fall. She goes to whatever she can. She certainly puts a lot of time in the gym.
And a blocking foul on Pauth as Nemec took it strong to the basket. And by the way, we're extending our halftime a little bit as we're delighted to have Zach Young join us, the former Waterloo grad Lions coach and now Weedsport AD, as one of his students with her dozen points, making that first free throw. Susie Nemec at the line for one more. And we had a Bill Cram Chevrolet halftime report. 13 for Nemec, trying to earn a large Cicino's pizza that I guess the AD ought to get a slice of that somehow, right?
I'll have to pick it up and bring it to school.
You will, yeah.
If she gets it,
Do like the Three Stooges and cut that middle piece out and shove them together, right?
Yeah.
27-14, and South Seneca needs to find some scoring answers. As we were saying earlier, is that one's in and out by Carroll.
She's got a nice shot, Emma.
Excuse me.
Yeah. She did have a nice shot. I noticed that last night.
Logan may need to be, as the season progresses, less unselfish.
I don't know too much about South Seneca, but watching it, you can tell she's their main scoring threat. She probably got to get it up 15, 20 times a game.
Yeah.
And Weedsport working the ball outside. The ball movement has been excellent, and there's a three-pointer by Carroll. And give her 7 in the game, and it's all of a sudden a 30-14 deficit.
And that was a 16-12 game in that second quarter. So
we have a timeout. We want to tell you that one of the official stops of the Finger Lakes 1 Sports Crew is Red's Place in downtown Seneca Falls. the best lunch in town at Red's Place. And Wilson Press and Mail House. You can check on Wilson Press and some of their what their company offers online at wpress.com. And what are you anticipating, if at all, on tonight's final? Mynderse with an impressive victory against South Seneca, but Palmac.
I think
Lots of
Palmac,
size.
I think Palmac is the favorite. But don't count Mynderse out. Coach Anderson will have his girls ready, and they must have played very well last night. I didn't stick around for the game. I will say Palmac, they have a couple girls with a lot of length, and they're definitely older than Mynderse. But it's a good game for Mynderse to play and kind of get ready for league play. It is a little unique that they're going to play Palmyra 3 times. But we'll see. It'll be an interesting game. I am sticking around tonight. My daughter said, well, we're going to root for Weedsport the first game and then Seneca Falls the second game. So, she's got that blue and red in her veins right now. Blue and white. It's not red anymore. What happened to the red at Mynderse? It's been phased out.
It has been.
Bring those retro jerseys back with the red trim. Here's a steal. Driving to the lane, looking one way and keeping it, and scoring is Stark. Nice move by Emma.
A real nice move.
And an 18-point lead. Things have changed this year. But it is early, guys. Only tail end of November. Steal. Nice pass. And a tie-up.
I think she caught her teammate by surprise. That pass was so nice.
Yeah, Emma and Susie done that a couple times tonight, where they've made a nice dish,
Yeah.
and it's Julie's her first second varsity game, and it's the speed is just a different level than it is on JV, but she'll get used to it.
Here's the pulse shot
Again.
She
hasn't missed.
I think it's only 6 points, but that's the leading score for the Falcons. And now Travel will give it back to the Falcons, but they trail the Warriors. And is that their uniforms are green and white?
We're green and white. Yep.
But it looks blue in here, doesn't it?
It's just the lighting in here is a little dark.
It's
Dave,
improved.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's like
From
the Lions gym.
I will say this: when this new, very attractive gymnasium opened, the lighting was an embarrassment. So it's actually improved.
Yes, it has. I remember we played a game.
was.
We played a game over there, and it was really dark.
I don't know how they go through that amount of time, effort, and money, and then come up with.
Not the school. It's a contractor. It
interior
always
lighting.
comes back to any project. It's the contractor for sure.
We're
All right,
thinking
guys. Well,
we're thinking of expanding, by the way, our football field.
Yeah.
For the team we don't have next year.
Oh. Man. Rough.
Zach, thanks for coming over, buddy.
I'm going to leave on that.
Have a great holiday season.
Yep,
I'll see you
having
at
me,
the
guys.
gym.
Yep.
What are they open now? Between noon and 2 o'clock, 4 days a week?
6 a.m.
What is Rhett Taccone? Let's get on Rhett.
He'll have it open Monday morning. See you guys.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Zach. Great guy. Had an excellent tenure as coach of Lions. And
a great run at Lions. Sectional titles. Trip to the States. Good guy, and a good guy, most importantly.
His father, unfortunately, a Dodger fan, but nobody's perfect. Driving to the lane is Kemek and doesn't get the roll. That's a nice move.
Very nice move. And
she's
that's
only a
sort of
junior.
aggression I think that Coach Mott would like to see out of Logan.
Yep.
Exactly like that. Very similar
Nice.
type player.
Nice backdoor pass and layup that time by Kenyon. Allison. And answering as I didn't see who scored that
Julie
one.
Miles, number 21. I don't know if that was a 3 or not.
34-18 your score. A minute coming on down on a minute and a half remaining in the third quarter. I think the last when I was saying I was hoping we had a close game, and I was hoping we'd continue to have a couple of close games. It was 18-12 maybe at that point.
Oh, she finally misses. Maddie Poth.
Nemec looks confident as she drives, stops, leaves for the three-pointer for her teammate. In and out. Stark shot. I may have to proudly and for functional purposes as we see Jenna McDonald talking to Annie Guinan. Yeah. Who's her father, of course, the late Coach Jack Guinan. And
nice.
driving and missing the chippy, but getting her own rebound is Logan, and she puts it off the glass and in. You got to stick with it, right? Follow those shots, as the coaches always said.
And she did.
Here comes Coach Matt Verkey.
The great Matt Verkey.
Number 5, I believe, wasn't it?
Yes, he was.
Driving, blocked, and a foul from behind on Logan. Got mostly ball, but I think as the play continued, some body.
I think she just came in the air with a little bit too much head of steam. So
2 shots at the line is Jacqueline Keppel. She misses the first. Jeremy Hunt on camera. We apologize for any difficulties you may have noticed earlier. We straightened them out. And want to also mention Matt Meckley helping out the crew this year. Here's South Seneca trying to answer. Rebound short. Rebound put up. No. South Seneca going after it with a little more vigor. As Logan, with the tie-up, but the possession arrow points to Weedsport.
$20 seconds left.
34-20. Driving, dropping off, and travel called. Yep. $15 seconds left in the quarter. South Seneca needs to rally. Could use a bucket to close out the quarter here. Logan going to drop it off. Open 10-footer, no. And now time for Weedsport if they hustle. This is Nemec. Driving, throws up a runner. It's good. And it counts. And she'll go to the line for one, the prettiest play of the game.
Beautiful shot. I think she was just trying to get it up there to beat the clock and caught the foul.
That used to be a game show, I think, Beat the Clock.
Beat the Clock, it sure was.
I thought you could beat that guy on Jeopardy, by the way, Mike. I forget his name, but three-point play and a big rally. That big three-point play kind of just changed.
Sure did.
The South Seneca started to look a little better.
Well,
we got a timeout between quarters. We'll be back for quarter number 4 after this.
Generations Bank is celebrating 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more. Generations has been the Finger Lakes Bank since 1870. Generations Bank, member FDIC.
DeSanto Propane is 4 generations strong as a trustworthy family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more info. DISANTO Propane.com or call toll-free at 1-800-752-4574 today. DeSanto. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
Yeah.
We're back. Fourth quarter about ready underway, and Weedsport in control, 37-20 of this tip-off tournament being played in Ovid at South Seneca's Gymnasium. Logan, nice bounce pass inside, and tied up is Kenyon.
Possession to the Warriors.
Nice having Zach Young with us. And we believe between games we'll have a short interview with Jenna McDonald, who starred on this court for several years. Diminutive, but a big heart. And tie up and steal by Kenyon. Getting it back, going to take it herself, lay it up, and no, thought that went in.
No, it rolled out. They can't catch a break on these breakaways.
That ventilation is working pretty good, isn't it, in here? And it's not even super cold yet, but cold enough. Kenyon drives, throws up a little runner, and gets it to go. Nice move by Allison.
Good move.
She has 7 in the game.
See if South Seneca can get something going here. 15 down.
Make it interesting, yeah. Bentley.
There it is.
Bang! Three-pointer. Haley Bentley. Down court the other way. Nemec, who's had a super game, spins, throws it, and the little Euro step is good. I thought that used to be a travel. That was Emma Stark.
It did used to be a travel. No one knows what to call on that anymore.
Kenyon and Bentley out front, looping it in the corner. I think that's Crane with it. And she throws it right in the hands of a Weedsport player. They have numbers if they hurry. Bounce it to Nemec. Gets rid of it. Now has it back top of the key. Open three. No, back iron. Rebound Shawless. She also has 7 in the game. Bentley around the perimeter. Good ball movement. Kenyon's shot is an air ball. Has good defense at the last minute by Stark. Next game to follow, Mynderse and Palmyra-Macedon.
Good hustle.
Players on the floor.
So I thought that was good hustle. I don't know. They called a foul on her. Not Alyssa Fletcher, but just seemed to be a loose ball situation to me. I think they should reward that.
Haley Crane back in the contest. Exciting JV win, 37-35 over Palmyra in the game that preceded this one. And we see our upcoming schedules for these two teams. HAC on the road, December 6th. Whitman back in Ovid and on the 10th. Dundee, longtime rivals, on the 12th. And then at Gananda, non-league game. Honeoye and Naples don't have.
Honeoye and Naples, yeah.
And boy, Honeoye especially. Naples was respectable, but Honeoye had some powerful teams not too many years ago.
Yeah.
As we had a timeout on the court, we want to thank Connie's Diner in Waterloo. You got a full menu available at connieswaterloo.com, and that's a landmark in North Seneca County in Waterloo. Stever's Garage and Jimmer's Auto. Used car inventory is available at jimmersauto.com. And FingerLakes1.com website development and digital marketing. More than just the most popular website and media outlet in the Finger Lakes, we've been building and hosting websites and email service for hundreds of local businesses since 1999. That would make it 20 years anniversary. We'll have to chip in and buy Jim Sinacrobi some china for the 20th anniversary. Did you know it was? That's what
I did
the
not
20th?
know.
Yeah. So a 14-point lead. Time the enemy of South Seneca. A kick, save, and a good one.
Very good one.
Logan.
Late whistle there. I didn't know if maybe he blinked, the referee blinked and didn't see it, but.
Yeah, Logan looks like she could be a prolific scorer. I mean, she does everything pretty well, and Nemec's done everything well all game long.
Oh, violation.
And let's see, with that bucket, I have her for 18 points unofficially. I want to thank Jim Sinacropi for setting up. Oh, there's a turnover right back. Setting up the high school schedule again, and so many people enjoy that aspect of the high school game if they can't make it in person, or even if they are here, the players like to watch it afterwards. I had a great experience on the golf course this year with the parent of a former Mynderse player who was just so generous in his words to me. And you really appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I agree. In preparation for the broadcast and talking to some of the coaches, they're always appreciative of what we do for a lot of reasons, in addition to, getting a chance for parents to see, relatives to see her out of town. It's a good chance to scout some teams, too, so.
Here comes our food and beverages that we ordered. Wait, what? What happened there?
They must not remember you.
They must have thought Jeremy Hunt ordered it. We got to get on that and find out if that's true or not on the Heinz ketchup deal.
Nice drive there. And we'll have Maddie Poth going to the line.
16-point lead for the Warriors of Weedsport. Had that nice, Zach had that nice
Weedsport gear
green tweed Weedsport pullover, the quarter zip as they call them. And Maddie Poth with pretty nice form at the line.
Zach sporting a goatee. Looking very sharp.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
Okay. And I jinxed Maddie, broadcaster's jinx.
Ooh, behind the back dribble.
Through traffic. Susie leaves. The bomb from outside won't go.
Still hustling.
And I could see this Weedsport team developing during the course of the year. What seems to help these young teams often.
Beautiful pass.
If their predecessors were skilled, as a bucket there by Grady, because they have that expectation of doing well and feed off that somewhat, I think.
Well, I'll tell you, as Zach said, which, obviously I don't think we were aware of, not having a lot of coverage over there. If Susie Nemec was, with the talent she has, was coming off the bench last year, must have been a heck of a team.
Well, Maddie Poth drew the late whistle and is at the line for a couple of more. Again, we'll have we'll have a player of the game selected and hopefully a quick interview. Take a break, come back, and interview Jenna McDonald is our plan, former South Seneca standout. And
nice
2 out of 2
for
Poth.
Impressive game for South Seneca. I think
got
Coach Mott
9.
will be happy with that. And 9, I think, on 3 for 4 shooting.
And here's a steal by Bentley, and she's going to get called for the double dribble. Second game coming up, the championship tilt in this tournament tip-off tournament. Mynderse versus the favored Palmac Red Raiders. Good ball movement here by Weedsport.
4 minutes left. Should we take a stab? Do you think it's too early to take a stab at the Cicino player of the game?
Yes, too early. We got to wait. We know who it is, but we want the drama to build a little. Next game coming up December 11th was just on your screen. It's Waterloo, and I forgot who they're hosting. But inside
Newark.
Oh, at Newark? At Newark, yeah, Waterloo at Newark. 43-28. We got Kenyon, Bentley, Shawless, Maddie Poth, and with the basketball right now is Leah Fletcher. 3.5 to go. Still hustling out there. Logan going to stop and pop. Doesn't get it to go. Rebound South Seneca. You take it to the hole. Usually good things happen. Long cross-court pass. Kenyon. Inside, nice feed. And Poth draws another foul. And a nice pass by Kenyon.
Yeah,
again, it pains me whenever I see any, any person, but you see the young people with the injuries. And Emma Fletcher, I know I ran into her mom, and it's got to be just killing her, Emma, to be out for the entire year. But I'm sure she'll come back.
Yeah, the ACLs are tough. It's just a long rehab to do it right, for a young player. And Mynderse, we'll talk about when we get to that, has also lost one of their top female athletes in Caitlin Korzaneski.
Yeah, that's just such a shame. Well, 10 points and double figures for Maddie Poth off the bench. And here comes Logan Shawless bouncing at right side. Bentley going to throw up a runner, gets deflected and picked off. We're down under 3 minutes to play. South Seneca has it back. And then Nemec has it back. Behind the back dribble. Impressive ball handler. And she gets hacked from behind. Get some chili and hot chocolate between games, Mike? It's not quite as bad as some of the brutal football games we did in late season, sectional games. Buy those hand warmers. Nemec driving, Euro step. Yes!
And one.
And it counts. And now we can maybe the player of the game.
Make the announcement.
We can also state our player of the game will be and is junior Susie Nemec. And she's at the line to try to convert her, I think, second or third three-point
beautiful
play
shot.
of the game.
Great player.
Yeah, you're going to hear good things in the Weedsport area about that young lady, the way she's producing. She had 9 in the first half.
And she's going just as strong as she did in the beginning of the game. And obviously, I don't think she's been out.
And she has 12 so far in the second half and a total of 21. I didn't see who scored that.
That was Emma Stark and a nice drive.
So she has 9. Really only 2 players in the contest. We got a timeout on the court. We want to thank, again, FingerLakes1.com website development and digital marketing, Stever's Garage and Jimmer's Auto, Connie's Diner in Waterloo, Wilson Press and Mail House, Red's Place in downtown Seneca Falls, Ferrara Lumber and Building Supplies, Penny's Place Family Restaurant, and the upcoming It's a Wonderful Run 5K. That's on Friday the 13th. Brad Van Dusen Photography, Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant, DeSano Jet Gas, that's DeSano Propane, Bill Cram Chevrolet, Little John Orthodontics, and Generations Bank, our sponsors for Finger Lakes 1 high school basketball action. And with just coming down to the 2-minute mark and a 19-point lead, well, South Seneca only scored 6 points in each of the first 2 quarters. As Kenyon, nice
beautiful
floater.
Shot. Real nice floater.
Yes. Under control, too. It looks like we got, looks like Nemec's out of the game, I believe, with her game-high 21 points. And Poth will come out, 10 points off the bench. Currently the leading scorer for South Seneca.
Good crossover.
And who is the diminutive one there? Well, we don't have the right jersey number on schedule. She's wearing jersey number 23, came in the game. And at the line will be Kenyon. 3, 5, 7, 9, a chance for her to go to join her teammate Maddie Poff in double figures. And rims it out. And misses that one. Coming down, 120. A little jump pass stolen by Shawless. All around good player. We'll have to start getting 6, 8 more shots a game, I would say, anyway, to help her team.
Yeah. That can be a tough transition for a player.
Here's the bomb. No. And that was kind of a little, for not taking many shots, that shot selection a little rushed, but why not with just a minute to go?
Yeah.
Give these players a call. We see Mackenzie Whitaker in the game for Weedsport. Jenna Sullivan in the game. They try to get it to Whitaker, and the ball's batted away out of bounds. Whitaker with good size, listed at a 5'10" senior. Yeah, 23 maybe. I'm not sure if that's Ariel Wells. I think it might be. Or there's working the ball around the perimeter. Here's the runner again in the lane by Kenyon. No, but a foul. Couple more chances at the free throw stripe, Mike. We got another game to do in a few minutes.
Here we go. Should be an interesting one as well.
I was going to say we could jog around to warm up, but I may have to limp around a few laps. And Kenyon gets in double figures converting that free throw. God, she's had 2, 4, 6. This would be her 10th free throw. Or I put it in the wrong. Never mind. But she does have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 in the game. 48-32 your score. Oh. And they call a reach-in foul on a Falcon player. I think that was on Leah Fletcher. I guess we could call the South Seneca girl Michael Jordan. She's wearing number 23.
Number 23, yeah.
I hear the coach, Heather Mott, over there saying, let's get a good shot here, a final
coaching
good shot.
Right till the end.
Yep.
And they played that way last night, too. I made a note of it. I was impressed.
And Leah Fletcher on the nice pick and roll, the recipient of a fine pass. And that'll do it. 48-34, your victors, the Weedsport Warriors, under the administrative direction of one Zach Young. And, of course, coached by Chris Vargason. And we'll be back after this timeout to wrap it up.
Help FingerLakes1.com bring you more great live local sports coverage by becoming a supporter at patreon.com/FL1. Generations Bank is celebrating 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more. Generations has been the Finger Lakes Bank since 1870. Generations Bank, member FDIC.
Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. See all our trucking deals at BillCramChevrolet.com.
Dr. Littlejohn, Dr. Barbie, and their outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal to ensure the overall wellness of each of their patients through their exceptional orthodontic care. Dr. Rod Littlejohn and Dr. Liz Barbie are proud to support our area high school athletes. Check out Dr. Rod and Dr. Liz online at littlejohnortho.com.
We're back in the post game of a 48-34 victory of the Weedsport Warriors over the South Seneca Lady Falcons here in Ovid. And we'll be having the second game coming up shortly. But we're delighted to have with us the Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant Player of the Game, Susie Nemec. And we'll present you with this certificate, which Zach Young wanted. But I think he'd steal a couple slices out.
He said he'd pick it up for you, by the way.
You can share if you want.
All right.
But, Susie, great game.
Thank you.
I liked your aggressiveness attacking the basket, and it paid off with a couple of nice three-point opportunities as well that you converted.
Yeah, I usually look to go to the basket all the time, but if I have the open shot, then I'll just take it.
How valuable was last year's experience on that stellar team you had as you head into this year with some more expectations and leadership expected from you as well?
Yeah, I definitely had to step up and help our team out, make sure that energy's always up, and I have to use more of my body inside because we lost all our big girls. So.
Now, you came off the bench last year for most of the year, also playing out front at a guard.
Yep.
How I'm interested in what was the experience like over the summer playing on the BCA-NY team that you made?
It was a lot of fun. We practiced every day that week, and I knew the girls from AAU experience, and it was just so much fun to have that team. And
well, that's quite an accomplishment. Those are the best of the best. So to make that team and to contribute and win a gold, right?
Yeah.
You must have had a heck of a team there.
Yeah.
So
I thought besides going inside, your ability to handle the ball and behind the back dribble through traffic was quite impressive, but still looking for your teammates. And we didn't know what was going to happen tonight. Disappointed probably in the loss yesterday, but played a very good Palmac team tough. What do you look forward to in the games, weeks, and months ahead?
Definitely playing like closer teams, and we of course want to win all the time. Our energy is always up in practice, and we look to have more fun than we're obviously serious, but it's better to have fun when we're playing.
Other sports you play?
Yeah, I play field hockey and I do track.
And I asked Mike this. You need to name your favorite Thanksgiving pie.
Ooh.
And I know what it's not going to be, Mike.
It's got to be original pumpkin pie.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining us so much.
Thank you.
Good luck this year.
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Have a great rest of your career, a junior, and enjoy the victory.
Thank you.
And keep an eye on Zach Young for us, will you, please?
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Susie Nemec, your player of the game, unofficially with 21 points to lead the way for the Warriors of Weedsport over Heather Mott's South Seneca Falcons. A quick wrap-up or assessment of game number one?
Well, just it's a early season game, so I'm sure you got to find positives out of it if you're a coach in your program, and I think Heather will, and Coach Vargason's got some great players there. So,
And we look forward to game number 2.
Yeah, game 2. This will be interesting.
And
early, I think a lot's going to be said, and who comes out strong and what happens in that first quarter.
So 48-34 in the consolation game won by Weedsport. We'll see Palmac and Mynderse coming up shortly. But until we come back in 6 minutes or so, we'll take this time out.
This live presentation of high school basketball on FingerLakes1.com is made possible thanks to the support from Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant, celebrating 23 years in the Finger Lakes with locations at 22 Main Street in Waterloo, 40 Exchange Street in Geneva, and Del Lago Resort and Casino. Dine-in, takeout, delivery, catering, and banquets. Order online at Cicinos.com. Live, laugh, and eat well. It's the Italian way. Finger Lakes Partners Insurance. For your life, home, auto, and future. Whether it's your first car, second home, or third child, the experienced professionals at Finger Lakes Partners can recommend the coverage that best utilizes and protects your assets. With offices in Geneva, Victor, and Waterloo, and online at fingerlakesinsurance.com. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane. 4 generations strong, DeSanto Propane is a trustworthy, family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com or call 1-800-752-4574 and look for DeSanto Propane on Facebook. Ferrara Lumber has been locally owned for 3 generations and is more than just a lumber and building supplier. Stop in on Baird Street in Seneca Falls to browse their full section of power tools, hardware, lawn and garden, painting, and plumbing supplies, and talk to their experienced staff before planning your next home improvement project. Brad Van Dusen Photography is a full-service photographer serving the Finger Lakes region, offering family, senior, and wedding portraits, also specializing in sports photos, collages, banners, and other keepsakes for your student-athlete. For more information, find Brad on Facebook or visit bradvandusenphotography.com. Penny's Place Family Restaurant, located on 5 and 20 in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo, well known for their large portions and home-cooked meals, a large selection of breakfast items, and everything from burgers, salads, and wraps for lunch. If you want a great meal while pinching a penny, come to Penny's Place. Jimmers Auto offers a full inventory of late model cars, trucks, and minivans. Check out their full inventory online at jimmersauto.com. And for service, visit Stever's Garage on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Jimmers Auto and Stever's Garage, strong supporters of local high school athletes for over 40 years. It's a Wonderful Run 5K. It's a winter run like no other through the streets of Seneca Falls, the town that inspired Frank Capra's holiday classic, It's a Wonderful Life. Learn more and register at itsawonderfulrun5k.com. Red's Place in downtown Seneca Falls, locally owned for 43 years and serving great lunches Monday through Friday from 11:30 to 2 p.m. Legendary soups, wraps, salads, and the best burgers in town. For over 65 years, the Wilson Press has been serving Central New York as commercial printers with a full-service mail house. Specializing in offset and digital printing, graphic design services, full mail house services, marketing and advertising plans, and fundraising programs, call them today at 315-568-9693 or visit them online at wpress.com. Connie's Diner on Main Street in Waterloo has the ambiance you will only find in a true diner. Let the Cardazola family serve your next breakfast, lunch, or dinner from their vast menu of time-tested favorites and original recipes. Visit them online at connieswaterloo.com. And FingerLakes1.com digital marketing, website development, hosting, multimedia production, and home of the most popular website and mobile app in the Finger Lakes. Help FingerLakes1.com bring you more great live local sports coverage by becoming a supporter at patreon.com/FL1.
It's Big Truckin' Deals here at Bill Cram Chevrolet. Check out this cram-tastic inventory for big truckin' deals. Whatever truck you're looking for, we've got the inventory. Trucks for towing, trucks for family, trucks for work, and trucks for fun. Whatever you're into, we've got a big truckin' deal waiting for you. All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. See all our trucking deals at BillCramChevrolet.com.
Well, we are getting set for the championship tilt here in the South Seneca Gymnasium, the Jack Guinan Gymnasium in Ovid, New York. Happy to be with my buddy Mike Alessio. Hey, Bonesy Lorenzetti, one of the officials tonight. And,
the famous Johnny Bones.
We're trying to get a rebate on some of our Syracuse tickets. The Orangemen off to a disappointing start and a likely long season, although I hope they improve and at least pull off a few good ACC upsets. But anyway.
Although a big win for the football team, I hear, today.
Did they win?
In overtime.
I wonder how that Alabama game is going.
We'll have to check an update.
We will. But in game one, we'll repeat that Weedsport defeated the host South Seneca Lady Falcons 48-34. In game two, it'll be the Palmac Lady Red Raiders against the Mynderse Blue Devils. The Mynderse Blue Devils already wrapped up the JV championship. Rocky Graziano, the former middleweight champion of the world and of Seneca Falls, is a happy grandfather because his granddaughter scored the tying and go-ahead baskets. And Jim Sinacropi happy his daughter contributed.
Coach Matt Verke's daughter.
The Finger Lakes 1 crew happy so far. And they could be much happier if Jerry Anderson's team could pull off what I guess most people would consider something of an upset against the considered favorites, the tall and talented Palmac Red Raiders. What are our keys, for our lumber keys to the game, Mike?
Well, I think one key right off the bat is going to be the number of players Palmac suiting up. There are 6 players tonight. They lost another one to an ankle injury in yesterday's game in Kendall Ivankovic, and then they're already short. Their numbers are short anyway, let alone with Grace Seitzer out with mono, who's a 4-year starter. So I'm sure it'll alter their game plan playing with 6 players tonight, and their ability to play maybe aggressively because they're going to need to stay out of foul trouble on the Palmac. On the Mynderse end of things, this is a young team. Players have not seen many minutes on the floor on this team right here, and so we'll see against a tougher team what kind of poise they have.
And they're getting starting lineups being introduced right now, and right away we see some size with one of the starters, Sophie Lyko, a 5'9" junior, and she's joined out there with Franny Milton. Excuse me. Wow, they do have some.
Yeah.
I got my numbers are wrong. Are yours?
You have Emma Kelly, Katie Smith, Savage, and Lyko.
I got to double check.
Yeah.
These numbers, which are very different, but the red and white Palmac Red Raiders against the Mynderse Academy Blue Devils coming up here momentarily. And, of course, the duel of Jerry Anderson and Matt Verke, they posted some pretty good numbers in their day, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. On
leading
that championship team of 92, I think it was. Now you're going to see a player in Palmac is one of the best I've seen around, and a heck of an athlete, number 24, Andra Savage. And as good as we may see, or I saw last night in basketball, she's a Division I most likely lacrosse player. I think Palmac's all-time leading scorer already, even as a sophomore or junior she was. So this is a good Palmac team, number 1 in the Finger Lakes FL1 Sports tip-off rankings.
And we are underway. Around the perimeter. Who do you have as?
I think that's 22 is Riley Trail.
She is a 6'1" sophomore. Wears jersey number 33. What?
I think it's 22.
She's
though.
22.
Yeah.
In the program,
Yeah.
it says 33.
Yeah, but I'm pretty
and
sure
on our
that's
roster, it
Yeah.
says her name's not listed.
Yeah. She's that's her. Now one change already. I see in the Mynderse lineup you have
Sydney
Sydney,
Sandroni starting along with
so we've got Houst. That's Sydney House, number 24. See it for a second.
Megan Marley out there. Haley Mausch is 23.
No, that's 23's Bridget Miller.
Is Miller?
22's Miller right here. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, here's a bucket and a strong move by Trail, the 6'1" sophomore. And a chance for a three-point play. Of course, South Seneca scored the first points in game number 1 right off the bat on a three-point play. Shawless with a bucket and a free throw. And then they ended up losing by, I think, 18. And converted by Trail, it's 3-0, Palmac.
So point guard
So they only
Mackenzie Higbee is she pretty much one of the only ones to saw
wow,
a lot of action last year. That was Sydney Sandroni with a missed three.
They're only shooting 6 players in this game?
Yeah, that's what I was saying because they lost one to injury last night. They had 7 going into last night and they had a twisted ankle.
And Palmac up 5-0.
Nice play.
Yeah.
Good defense by Houst.
And here comes Marley. Marley. Layup no and a foul. Who scored that last bucket?
I think that was Savage scored on that. And that was a nice drive by Katie Smith. Now, she's a first-team All-Leaguer last year for Palmac, number 3. And talking to Coach Harris, he'd love to run and gun, but
you can't with 6 players.
With 6 players, even if they were, had a full squad at 8 for them.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, Palmac is one of the larger school districts in the area, and at least in the Finger Lakes. And they're shooting 6 players, 8 when they're healthy.
8 when they're healthy.
Stop and pop, short. A rebound, Mynderse. And could have been called for steps there. That was Bridget. Down court quickly. In the open, from the corner, air ball. 5-1, Palmac, and here come the Red Raiders. And layup tickles the twine after the roll. Mynderse looking for the first hoop, trailing 7-1. Here's a runner in the lane, can't get it to go. And rebounding could be a difficulty today. And a blocking foul called.
Had good position, Sydney House did, but I think if she had gone down like she was taking a charge, she would have had it, but she just kind of stood there and took it.
Oh. Okay.
Morgan Trout into the game. Morgan Trout started last night.
2 out of 2, good form by Tatum Smythe. And a hole for Mynderse earlier, 9-1. Driving and has their shot blocked. That was Trout. Here comes Palmac the other way.
You'll see Savage do it all. She'll take a rebound and go right down the court. Double-double almost every game she played last year, and including last night.
Mynderse needs to get some confidence, and they need some points to actually get back in the game. Down 8 early.
Yeah, not the start they needed, and it'll be critical for them to hang on close. If they get behind, I don't see them as the sort of team that's going to come storming back.
Who are the expected preseason favorites for the Finger Lakes East, Mike?
Well,
Palmac,
Waterloo. Palmac for sure, but Waterloo should be real tough.
The Bomb won't go. It's hard to expect a team that fields suits only 8 when healthy. It's a tall task during the course of a long season.
It is. They'll have to play smart and hope for the best.
Shot no good. Rebound inside and hacked in the act. It was the Palmac player, who you think is Quigley. Is that correct?
On 22 is Quigley, I think. This is Savage at the line.
Oh, I see. I got 2 24s on. Okay, thank you. Misses that one, gets another. I had a chance to talk to Heather Mott briefly between games. Said she wanted the tougher competition.
Yeah.
She knew what they were expecting this year. Some growing pains, no doubt. 1 out of 2 for Savage at the line. It's 10-1 and no bucket, but
Draw the foul. That'll be good.
that'll send Marley to the line. Not a senior on the roster for Mynderse.
Yeah. Well, they're losing quite a player in Madison Barnett from last year, first team all-leaguer. So, they don't have a standout like that at this point. As I said, Mackenzie Higbee probably saw the most minutes out of that team last year and played with a lot of confidence last night, but it'll be the first time in a little while that I think Mynderse hadn't had that standout player.
1 out of 2, and the only 2 points in the game Megan Marley has for the Academy. And here's a Palmac throwaway. So we got NFL football tomorrow, a little more of that. Do you watch much of that, Mike?
Oh, yeah. Enjoy watching the Bills. Yeah. A little bit of a forced pass by Sydney Sandroni inside. It had an opening, but it was a long ways away.
Mynderse going to have to find somebody that can put the ball in the basket. Down 10-2 and knocked away, and Alessio was going to get the save, but it bounced away.
Now Savage, you'll see with a brace on.
Yes.
Actually also tore her ACL a couple years ago in the lacrosse game. I believe it was in the finals, the sectionals.
And I noticed
sophomore.
Looks like she drags it just a little bit.
So.
You hate to see all those braces.
Yeah, they're right. So, Mynderse with a key loss in Caitlin Korzaneski this year.
Yes.
More so into the lacrosse season. She's a heck of a lacrosse player, and she's going to miss that whole season as well. So
we're so sorry, Kevin.
It is.
I know how much, obviously, Caitlin is no doubt has to be very disappointed with that, and I know you and your
Well,
wife
she
are
is,
too.
but I'll tell you, she took it like a champ and just been so positive with it, which isn't surprising. She's just a great kid. But again, it's that rehab with an injury like that to do that right. You really got to think longer term than
right.
your senior year.
Stop and pop. The shot was there, but missed badly by Higbee.
So the good thing for Mynderse is that Palmac's not overly hot as well. Similar situation we had in the Weedsport
South
Seneca game.
Nice dish off, but the layup is
just
missed. Can't buy a bucket, as they say. 2 foul shots. That's been it for Mynderse.
That's a legal pick, I think. No.
It'll be foul shots for Katie Smythe.
Yeah, I thought they got away with a legal pick on that prior to foul shot on the drive as they're in the bonus now.
And Smythe hits the first. She is listed as a 5'3" senior and makes both. And it's a 12-2 game. Now South Seneca only scored 6 points in each of the first 2 quarters. Mynderse needs to get going to match that. Here's a nice move, but unable to convert was Morgan Trout.
Good defense by Bridget Miller. Bridget, the younger sister of both Darren Miller, Mynderse boys standout for a number of years, playing at Alfred University now, and Heidi Miller a couple years back.
And Heidi's sister was also
correct.
Such a nice young lady who I met in a previous physical therapy. She was doing an internship. I forget her first name, but inside, nice feed, but again, unable to
just
convert.
A little short.
That was Miller. Very tentative with their shots. Oh, there's a few steps.
Yeah, I thought so as well.
Layup and one. Riley Trail.
Second chances will kill you out there. Now this is Haley Motion of the game, a freshman. Some great height and just is kind of coming into her own. She's got a good basketball foundation.
Foul shot missed. 14-2. And again, the ball knocked away. Mynderse just can't get it inside and can't convert their shots. Trail's shot is, Savage's shot missed badly. Mynderse has it. 20 seconds left in quarter number 1. Down 14-2. Jerry shouting out a play. Coach Jerry Anderson.
Down
to five, yep. Driving and a collision, and it's called for steps.
Well, Jerry Anderson going to need to regroup at halftime.
Well, it's not even the second quarter yet, but.
Or I mean the second quarter, yeah.
Here's the shot at the buzzer.
Oh, hit the right line.
14-2, all Palmac early here in the championship tilt of this tip-off tournament. We'll be back with second quarter action after this.
Generations Bank is celebrating 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more. Generations has been the Finger Lakes Bank since 1870. Generations Bank, member FDIC. All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Thruway Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. Browse their full Cramtastic new and used vehicle inventory online at BillCramChevrolet.com, supporting high school athletes for the past 50 years. Dr. Littlejohn, Dr. Barbie, and their outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal to ensure the overall wellness of each of their patients through their exceptional orthodontic care. Dr. Rod Littlejohn and Dr. Liz Barbie are proud to support our area high school athletes. Check out Dr. Rod and Dr. Liz online at littlejohnortho.com.
Go, that Iron Bowl, exciting game. I'm hoping Auburn can crush the Tide. Right here, Mynderse, from what we saw in the first quarter, Mike, you wonder, they're going to have to basically really shut Palmac down because they don't appear to have the offense to do a lot of scoring.
Well, they had some good
12.
looks. They just, not putting it in the basket when they were up close. The outside shots,
Nice move there, but
same thing.
They are young. Inside feed, and the shot no good, and the big girl trailing the play. Can't convert either. Here comes the Blue Devils. Driving, stopping, throwing up a runner, rims out.
Beautiful shot by Sydney Sandroni with a nice drive. She's got a great left hand. She's left-handed, but
Madison and a
that was
bomb
Sophie
from
Lyko.
downtown. Lyko for 3. You mentioned that Madison Barnett, her dad, outstanding guy and has great taste in his basketball preferences. Also, I'm happy to say, a huge Boston Celtic guy.
Oh, yeah.
And a very generous gentleman. I'll never forget that.
Oh, I know Bill Barnett. He's a great guy and his great family. His wife, Kelly. Son, Owen.
17-2. The size of Palmac is dominant. Their aggressiveness, the shot, stop and pop, swish.
Nice drive. Katie Smith.
Her first field goal. 19-2.
Well, no baskets, no field goals yet.
Yeah, we got to keep track of the point in the game when they ultimately get a score. I guess we expected Palmac the favorite, but not this, 19-2.
Yeah, not this at all.
And that is a tough call right there. Close to traveling, but they called the block. Is that going to be in the act of shooting?
Yeah, they was shooting 2 there, I think.
So Savage at the line for 2.
Mynderse trying out a little taller lineup now. First time I've seen this. You've got Higby, Miller, and Haley Motion there. It's going to leave your point guard duties probably to Megan Marley.
Generations Bank. You can check out all their offerings, including their insurance, at mygenbank.com. Little John Orthodontics, another one of our fine sponsors. That's littlejohnortho.com. And Bill Cram Chevrolet, with a new and used inventory available for your view at billcramchevrolet.com. 1 out of 2 at the line.
Turnover by Higby there. Hesitated. She was going to try to pass it up the court to Megan Trout and then decided to try to keep the dribble, but it was too late. Call with a double dribble.
So Mynderse has already gone 1 quarter without a field goal. And they're over 2 minutes into this quarter without one. I'm sure Jerry will have them improving as the season goes on, and hopefully as the game goes on, and we've got it.
Morgan Trout.
And she did it with style, a chance to convert on a three-point play. 5:33 of the second quarter. Now, if we were in Syracuse, I've been in some of those games. It seemed like you're standing that long as they do traditionally before the first basket is scored.
That could have been a tough task today.
Yeah.
And one.
Sydney House entering the game. Boy, that girl does a nice job in a low post of holding her spot, doesn't she?
Yeah, she really does. And
the bomb by Katie Smythe, no.
Rebound Savage. Good help defense by Mynderse. Megan Marley clearly undersized.
Good ball movement, close to that side.
Very close. I really don't think Tatum Smith knew where she was.
Wow, that's a bomb from practically the, not too far from the midcourt circle. Answering, no. Rebound, yes, up and in by Bridget Miller. They're hot. I don't know if we want to call that
a DeSanto
propane heat check
yet, but yeah.
And here's a bomb, no good, and Mynderse with a chance.
A little momentum shift, maybe.
To scratch their way back in it a little more. Down 20-7. There was 14-2 at the end of the quarter. Layup up and in.
There it is.
Higbee. That's more like it, Mike.
That's all they needed. I mean, they were right there earlier on the same shots. They just couldn't put them in. So.
And a miss by Palmac, and here come the Blue Devils looking to push it a little bit. Here's the bomb from downtown, won't go. Rebound up and in. Miller.
Bridget Miller.
Looks like her sister on that play, didn't she?
She did.
Really did.
She's playing with a lot of confidence. Timeout.
And timeout by Palmac. As Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons might sing, working my way back to you, babe.
Well, you've got 6 players on that team, so the timing of it would make you think maybe a little bit tired.
And what did Vince Lombardi say? Vince Lombardi,
I know.
He said, fatigue makes cowards of us all.
I knew he said inches make champions.
DeSanto propane gas has been in operation since 1939. Since then, the difference has been DeSanto Jet Gas, DeSantoPropane.com. You can check out all their services. And Cicino Pizzeria and Restaurant, order online at Cicinos.com. 3 locations for Cicinos. Waterloo, the original, Geneva, and of course, at Mike Alessio's favorite spot. No, that was Zach Miller, Young's favorite spot. Del Lago.
Yeah. Can they stop him again? Good timeout by Coach Harris.
20-11. Here's a steal.
Oh.
Higbee taking it all the way to lay it up and in.
Great defense.
Mynderse is hot. That's a DeSanto propane heat check. As we're going to have to turn the sprinkler system on here. They are hot. Back to within 7. A pretty move by Smythe, but she can't get it to go. And back to the academy. And what do you think about Higbee's lavender sneakers?
She's making a statement as a leader on that team, is the way I look at it. Great anticipation on that last defensive steal.
Now they're even zipping it with a little more confidence.
This lineup.
The drive, can't get it to go. Rebound, Miller. Inside off glass.
And
yes!
good. Haley Mosh.
A nice run. Has it back to within 5.
You know, I don't know if she scored last night. That might be her first varsity basket.
And a shot, no, but a foul. Jerry Anderson, very animated, talking to the crowd behind him. Little Vince McMahon there.
Down to 5 points.
Yeah, I mean, down 14-2 at the end of one quarter.
And I'm sure.
And more than that in the second quarter before Mynderse.
Yeah.
Mynderse didn't score until 5:33 mark of the second quarter from the field.
Yeah, and that might be the first points Palmac scored in about 4 minutes. Any points. One thing that's interesting that I'm sure Coach Anderson and Coach Berkey will look at, well, that run came with that big lineup. So you might see them going back to that.
Inside feed, layup.
Beautiful.
Good by Marley. I didn't see who made the pass, but she deserves credit, that young lady who got it into.
Yeah, I couldn't see that either.
That was Higbee with the pass. Thank you, officer. 21-17, we got ourselves a ball game. The little Euro step is short. Rebound, big girl trail inside and turnaround jumper. What a pretty move.
And tough to defend on that height.
Stop and pop, one-handed shot, no, her own rebound. Nice move inside, up and under.
She had a beautiful up and under last night that just rimmed out, but.
Inside, loose ball out of bounds to Mynderse. Yeah, you like to see things tighten up a little bit.
You do, and you know, and I like. I bet you Coach Anderson's telling them, let's get these kids running, and wear this team down a little bit.
They looked so tentative offensively. And of course, that's easy to do. You get a few shots blocked inside against a taller team.
Yeah.
And then they don't fall, and you tighten up a little bit. Not calling for Archie Drell and the Bells from Houston, Texas, doing the tighten up. Here's the outside.
Sydney Sandroni.
But the bottom of the net for Sandroni's 3.
They call her the Italian Stallion.
Within 3. 23-20. Here's the bomb by Smythe. An air ball and out of bounds to the Blue Devils.
And just like that, it's a 3-point game.
And a 3-pointer would actually tie it.
Can they do it?
Extending the defense, little Smythe, open lane there, but they leave it outside. Swinging around the perimeter. Thinking 3, thinking tie, no. Off the glass, and here comes Smythe. Little point guard the other way. Katie, bar the door. Stop and pop.
Too long.
And it's an air ball.
Shot clock's off.
Here comes Higbee. Plenty of time. Going to drop it off outside on the perimeter. Down to 10 seconds in the quarter. Down to 5. She may have to pump it up. Inside, turnaround jumper, no. And that'll do it for the first half of play, but a valiant and nice comeback by the Lady Blue Devils. 23-20 at the end of one half of play in favor of Palmac. And we'll have more halftime discussion and basketball coming your way after this timeout.
Generations Bank is celebrating 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more. Generations has been the Finger Lakes Bank since 1870. Generations Bank, member FDIC. Live presentation of high school basketball on FingerLakes1.com is made possible thanks to the support from Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant, celebrating 23 years in the Finger Lakes with locations at 22 Main Street in Waterloo, 40 Exchange Street in Geneva, and Del Lago Resort and Casino. Dine in, takeout, delivery, catering, and banquets. Order online at Cicino's.com. Live, laugh, and eat well. It's the Italian way. Finger Lakes Partners Insurance. For your life, home, auto, and future. Whether it's your first car, second home, or third child, the experienced professionals at Finger Lakes Partners can recommend the coverage that best utilizes and protects your assets. With offices in Geneva, Victor, and Waterloo, and online at fingerlakesinsurance.com. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane. 4 generations strong, DeSanto Propane is a trustworthy, family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com or call 1-800-752-4574 and look for DeSanto Propane on Facebook. Ferrara Lumber has been locally owned for 3 generations and is more than just a lumber and building supplier. Stop in on Baird Street in Seneca Falls to browse their full section of power tools, hardware, lawn and garden, painting, and plumbing supplies, and talk to their experienced staff before planning your next home improvement project. Brad Van Dusen Photography is a full-service photographer serving the Finger Lakes region, offering family, senior, and wedding portraits, also specializing in sports photos, collages, banners, and other keepsakes for your student-athlete. For more information, find Brad on Facebook or visit bradvandusenphotography.com. Penny's Place Family Restaurant, located on 5 and 20 in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo, well known for their large portions and home-cooked meals, a large selection of breakfast items, and everything from burgers, salads, and wraps for lunch. If you want a great meal while pinching a penny, come to Penny's Place. Jimmer's Auto offers a full inventory of late model cars, trucks, and minivans. Check out their full inventory online at jimmersauto.com. And for service, visit Stever's Garage on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Jimmer's Auto and Stever's Garage, strong supporters of local high school athletes for over 40 years. It's a Wonderful Run 5K. It's a winter run like no other through the streets of Seneca Falls, the town that inspired Frank Capra's holiday classic, It's a Wonderful Life. Learn more and register at itsawonderfulrun5k.com. Red's Place in downtown Seneca Falls, locally owned for 43 years and serving great lunches Monday through Friday from 11:30 to 2 p.m. Legendary soups, wraps, salads, and the best burgers in town. For over 65 years, the Wilson Press has been serving Central New York as commercial printers with a full-service mail house. Specializing in offset and digital printing, graphic design services, full mail house services, marketing and advertising plans, and fundraising programs, call them today at 315-568-9693 or visit them online at wpress.com. Connie's Diner on Main Street in Waterloo has the ambiance you will only find in a true diner. Let the Cardazola family serve your next breakfast, lunch, or dinner from their vast menu of time-tested favorites and original recipes. Visit them online at connieswaterloo.com. And FingerLakes1.com digital marketing, website development, hosting, multimedia production, and home of the most popular website and mobile app in the Finger Lakes. Help FingerLakes1.com bring you more great live local sports coverage by becoming a supporter at patreon.com/FL1.
It's Big Truckin' Deals here at Bill Cram Chevrolet. Check out this cram-tastic inventory for big truckin' deals. Whatever truck you're looking for, we've got the inventory. Trucks for towing, trucks for family, trucks for work, and trucks for fun. Whatever you're into, we've got a big truckin' deal waiting for you. All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. See all our truckin' deals at BillCramChevrolet.com.
Mynderse all of a sudden kind of got their legs under them, started making at the 5:33 mark of the second quarter, they got their first field goal. And
it's a funny game.
Was that Higby that scored that, or was that
No, I think
Miller?
the turnaround was, if you remember, Morgan Trout had that three-pointer.
But the first bucket for Mynderse.
Yeah, I think that was
Trout?
Was Trout on that three-point play, on that nice drive, and you never know, what's going to be the stigma to just get a team going around a little bit. So.
Well, if you look at my scoring sheet, Megan Marley scored the only 2 points for Mynderse in the entire first quarter.
Right.
Two foul
two
shots,
foul
2 out of
shots.
4.
Yeah.
But Mynderse had 6 players score 2 points or 3 or 4 in that second quarter. So they put 18 points on the board and actually outscored Palmac 18-9 in the second quarter. So it'll be interesting. And you mentioned Palmac taller, more experienced, but suiting only 6 players.
Well, and that could be it. They might have, got worn down a little bit, even the fact that, they're young and, nobody was in foul trouble. But hey, it takes its toll on you. So, and they actually only got one more foul shot, I think, by Savage, to kind of break the spell as far as their cold run. So it's exactly what Mynderse needed for sure. More than anything else, psychologically, gave them the confidence to know that they can play, and they're playing with a good team. So this is a big deal for this Mynderse team. They're young. So
to summarize again, as we are at the championship game of the South Seneca tip-off tournament, and we are discussing at halftime the Bill Cram Chevrolet halftime report. The Mynderse JVs with a thrilling 37-35, I think was the double check that score. I think that was the final.
I think that was the final.
Winning the game number 1, and then we started on the air, and South Seneca played Weedsport. This Weedsport team looked more impressive as the game went on.
Yeah,
and won that game 48-34 over South Seneca, the hosts. And then Mynderse falling behind 14-2 after one quarter, 19-2 at the 5.5, about the 5.5 minute mark of the second quarter before Mynderse got hot and took the momentum.
Just took some momentum, tightened up the defense. They were getting the rebounds. Beautiful steal by Mackenzie Higbee on a great anticipation, lay it up and in, and then a beautiful 3-point shot by Sidney Sandroni. Turn the game around.
At the conclusion, we've been talking about the heat in there, and I see as I'm on the air now, happy to demonstrate the 9-3 emblem of the Buffalo Bills.
Now, this is something that is trending on the internet that a lot of people want to know a little what's going on with this right here now. If you
That's
can
trending
see
on
that,
the internet?
It is. This is right here. You'll read in this card, elect Dave Barnick, supervisor, town of Ovid.
Well, the dog catcher at that time position
Let's
was
make
hard.
Ovid a town we can all be proud of. What was the outcome of this election?
I lost, but I was just a youngster, and I did very respectably, I will say, and wisely have not chosen. Was that Calvin Coolidge? I choose not to run.
You might have ran against Calvin Coolidge.
Hey, that was mean. That was mean. Yeah.
Well, it's a blast from the past.
Hey, I'm not the Jim Bay. I'm a Finger Lakes one.
There you go.
We'd like to thank all our sponsors: Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, FingerLakesInsurance.com. They have several locations to meet your insurance needs. Brad Van Tuzen Photography, BradVanTuzenPhotography.com does a great job. It's a wonderful run 5K coming up on December 13th. It's wonderfulrun5k.com. And I wanted to mention local lady Lindsay Guy, formerly Lindsay Hillmeyer, who is quite the runner. I know her predominantly from she's a teacher at Romulus, but I know her predominantly from working part-time at the Seneca Falls Country Club. She is qualified to run in the Boston Marathon. Quite an achievement for that young lady.
Yeah, I see her logging the miles, and she's a great runner, and that's a great accomplishment and a great feat. And she'll, I don't know if it's her first one, I think it is, but she will enjoy it.
Because she not only had to qualify, she had to be selected from qualifying, and was.
Yes.
Right here in this game, a 3-point game. Palmac missed the opening shot of this quarter, so Mynderse, boy, that they're begging Miller to shoot from outside. She doesn't. Long rebound. Another chance for Mynderse. Shot from outside is short.
2 good looks, though, for Marley, and she's a good shooter, so.
Driving the lane, Euro step, rolls off the rim, no. Looking for help and finding it was Sydney Howe. Here's a wild shot that gets the roll.
Beautiful
and
shot.
Tickles the twine.
Sydney Sandroni with a nice reverse.
A 1-point contest.
Critical to get off to a good start. That's exactly what they needed. A few Palmac misses.
Yeah, and that can kind of tighten the collar on a team that was winning big early, as they've seen their lead dissipate to the slimmest of margins possible.
I've been impressed with defensively from Mynderse. They're rebounding. You haven't seen a lot of offensive rebounds by Palmac, so they're good at finding their position.
There's a little jump hook, no good, and 1 and out. Is Riley Trail corralled the rebound. The shot, though, missed badly on the other side. Here comes Mynderse, a chance to take the lead. Leaving it off, Sandroni dribbles through the lane. 3-pointer out deep is short. Rebound Sandroni, another try. It took several steps. How could they not call that?
I think she was dribbling, so, yeah. Johnny Bowen says dribbling.
Nice move here through the lane. No, but a foul before. And again, have to watch the foul situation.
Oh, yeah.
That's the 3rd personal on Katie Smith because Palmac only suiting 6 players tonight. Driving, stopping, popping. Couldn't get it to go. We saw that in the entire first quarter by Mynderse. Their shots off the mark.
I think she was surprised she was that open when she got in the middle after she picked up that pass. A beautiful pass.
Trail fortunate, that was Savage, fortunate to draw the foul with kind of an awkward move.
It was. It would have been nice if you had the sense to kind of let her throw that one up, but it's easier said from behind the table over here. Morgan Trout back into the game for Sydney House.
Well, leading scorers for Mynderse, 2 players with, well, now Sandroni has 5 in the game.
Yeah.
First free throw missed.
Very balanced scoring by Mynderse.
From no scoring to balanced scoring. It was pretty balanced in the first quarter,
very
too.
Balanced. All zeros.
Except for
Megan Marley.
Yeah, 2 points. 2-point game here as Savage gets the second free throw. Nice feed inside. Yes!
Oh, great pass.
And the finish by Marley.
I think it was a better finish than it was a pass. Oh.
Bones Lorenzetti with a clear call and doing a fine job as usual.
It wasn't a very smart foul by McKenzie and picks up her second.
So we are tied for the first time since 0-0. And this game has turned around. Mynderse got to be feeling a lot better about themselves. Stop and pop, open shot, swish. Too much room given on the baseline to Riley Trail.
Little early in the shot clock for that shot, I think by Sydney Sandroni.
So Tatum Smythe takes, they got to be sisters, I would presume, huh? Sophomore Tatum.
I would assume so, yeah.
Katie, the senior. This is Tatum.
Oh.
Bang! Buries the 3 from the left corner. Got to be careful now if you're the Blue Devils. You'd whittle it down, and here's the blocked shot. That's some tall timber inside.
Yeah, it sure is.
Step back, rims
In
out.
and out.
Pretty big miss, and Mynderse now could really use a good possession.
Yeah, they don't want to let it get away after fighting back for so long.
I'm reminded, this is kind of a local thing. I wish I'd said it in an earlier game, but seeing Bones reminds me, a friend of mine, Mike Griffin, recovering from an illness, and I want to just send out well wishes to Mike. And a nice bucket there, and a big one by
Real
Marley.
nice. Back to the basket, real nice turnaround. She's been impressive for someone who hasn't seen any varsity action before.
Unfortunate break. Mynderse had the ball go off their hand, and the shot, though, no good. So Mynderse gets it back. Down 3 with a basketball. Under 3 minutes, third quarter. Dave Barnick, Mike Alessio, the fabulous Jeremy Hunt, half of the fabulous Hunt brothers. We are doing some investigative reporting. I don't know that we'll have to impeach either him or Jason, but we'll look into it. And Mike Alessio and Jim Sinacropi, our owner and engineer. Driving, laying it up, and missing inside. To the floor.
I think you got a timeout by Coach Harris just in time.
To save a travel, perhaps.
If nothing else, a jump ball. So.
Well, we want to thank or mention it's a wonderful run, 5K coming up December 13th. It's a wonderful run, 5K.com. Big event featuring Mike Alessio, who harpooned me just a few minutes ago, by the way. Penny's Place Family Restaurant, full menu at Penny's Place Restaurant.com. Speaking of golfers in Central Falls Country Club, we'll find owner. And Farrar Lumber and Building Supplies, you can browse their selection at FarrarLumber.com. And they're such a good operation that despite, what is this? I have to ask Jim Sinacropi, he would know. Is this a decade-long detour that they have in Seneca Falls going on in town? With the construction, it's like...
It seems that way.
It does.
I don't have a lot of effect. I live on the other side of town, so it's certainly an inconvenience coming down there.
You live down in the boondocks.
I live in the north end.
Remember that song?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh. 29-26, 2:23 remaining. Palmac with the basketball and the three-point lead. They had led by 17 as they approached the midway point of the second quarter. Inside, losing it. Well, they're saying knocked off by Mynderse. Knocked out of bounds by Mynderse.
Back with that big lineup that got him back in the game with Moshe.
Too easy.
They're too easy.
And was that Savage?
Yeah, that was Savage, yeah.
She's had a nice game. I got her 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 points. We will be selecting a Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant Player of the Game. Down 5, working the perimeter. Now they look inside. That's a tough pass.
Tough pass, yeah. She wasn't even quite open, but.
Where is that basketball? I hear it. The very sartorially resplendent official, Bones Lorenzetti. Mynderse needs a hoop here. They get a nice inbounds pass, but unable to convert was Sydney House. Inside the other way, and good opportunity for Palmac, and a foul the other way.
Yeah, Savage on the foul. Got a little frustrated there. I didn't see that at all in her. Of course, they weren't challenged last night for the most part. But she got a little frustrated on that for sure.
Here's the bomb from outside. Short. Can they save it? And not quite. Good effort by Houst. So again, this is a important juncture in this game. You're down 5 now. You give up a bucket here at 7. After Mynderse had really clawed back nicely in that big second quarter. Second half of the second quarter primarily. Long shot from way downtown. And a tie-up. And possession arrow, Palmac. I think this last minute and first minute of the fourth quarter are going to be telltale.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But you never know.
I think Palmac needs to stay aggressive and not be.
We got a bump.
Yeah, Megan Marley on the push.
But I like the way, regardless of the outcome, I like the way Mynderse fought back and very much got into this game. In fact, what was it, 24 apiece we were tied, I think.
Yeah. The old trick play off the back of the defender.
I remember that.
Yeah. I think
those old rec leagues used to use that.
Oh, yeah. They just did, too.
At the line. Is Sophie Lyko. She is a three-pointer so far to her credit.
From way out.
Foul shot is no good.
Nice camera angle we have going here on that.
Yeah, it's a beauty. Matt Meckley right there on the work.
Floating around the outside of the court for some nice close-ups and live shots.
Second shot is no good.
Oh,
and losing it.
Yeah.
Kind of
Bridget Miller didn't realize someone was right around.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah.
Coming up, Finger Lakes Sports broadcast team, we see right there
way out.
And boy, Mynderse
Savage again.
So fortunate that those shots aren't going in, but we were thinking Palmac might be the.
That's
the
four.
team
That's 4 fouls on Savage.
So
it'll be interesting what Coach Harris does. He's not going to the bench on that. So.
What bench?
Yeah. Well.
The little girl in there.
I think
he might have
feels.
to.
He probably feels Savage is.
Driving through the lane. There was a collision and no whistle.
She got away with her 5th foul there. Just a bad angle.
And Mynderse gets it right back now.
Oh, they've corrected that foul on Savage. It's actually only 3.
Okay.
And she got away with one there.
She got away with one, and they subtracted one. 30 seconds in the quarter. Shot clock, about a 9-second differential. Shot from the corner doesn't go. A lot of time for Palmac. Quickly down court, batted away.
Good defense by Sydney Sandroni.
And, unfortunately, it went into the hands of
Morgan
Trout, who took steps.
Yeah, she let her foot slide. So you got to watch these inbound plays. Palmac's been getting a lot of baskets off of these, if nothing else, due to their sheer height. Watch that roll.
Nothing but the bottom of the net. A huge three-pointer for the sophomore, Tatum Smythe. And that makes the lead up to 8. Mynderse could use one here, but it's short. At the buzzer!
Yes!
And it counts. Big hoop by Megan Marley. And we'll be back with the fourth quarter action after this.
Generations Bank has celebrated 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more. Generations has been the Finger Lakes Bank since 1870. Generations Bank, member FDIC.
DeSanto Propane is 4 generations strong as a trustworthy family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more info. DISANTO Propane.com or call toll-free at 1-800-752-4574 today. DeSanto. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
Fourth quarter action coming up momentarily. Mynderse had got it to a tie at 24 apiece, and then Palmyra extended their lead back to 8. Now it's a 6-point lead for them as we head into quarter number 4. Mynderse with possession.
Mynderse with possession needed that basket by Megan Marley after what could have been a devastating 3.
Driving the lane, scooping it and having it slapped away. What a game in that Iron Bowl going on. 40-38, Auburn leads Alabama opening minutes, fourth quarter. And we got a non-shooting Mynderse foul.
Yeah. Foul on Mosh.
So Mynderse needs some. Oh my, a big play. And a pretty one. Driving and scoring was Lyko.
Great shot fake. Got Sandroni off her feet, and then it was just a great finish.
Real danger zone here, as we talked about at the end of the third quarter. The first minute or two of this fourth quarter when you're trailing.
Yeah, this will be a
lot to overcome, but we saw what they did in that second quarter. So the lead up to 9. Championship tip-off tournament. Weedsport over South Seneca, 48-34 in the opener. Nice cut, nice pass, layup not made.
They
just had that one period in that second quarter where they seemed to connect on everything. And here another miss by Palmyra. They're certainly given the opportunities to Mynderse to get back in it again. Down 9, 1 minute into quarter number 4. Dave Barnick along with Mike Alessio. Jim Sinacropi, Matt Meckley, and Jeremy Hunt, and a tie-up.
Ooh, Palmyra ball on that jump. Change of possession. Coach Anderson tried to get a quick timeout in there, but she got tied up first, so it was a valiant effort on his part.
Smythe, the little point guard, that's Katie. Nice little fake and almost went in. Boy, they have the tall timbers inside to give them multiple opportunities. Moving the ball around nicely.
Nice
and
drive.
A beautiful move again, and that's Savage and a Mynderse Academy timeout with 11-point lead all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors, really. We want to mention Farrar Lumber and Building Supplies, Red's Place in downtown Seneca Falls for the best lunch in town, Wilson Press and Mail House, online at wpress.com, Connie's Diner in Waterloo, where they have a full menu for your perusal at connieswaterloo.com, Stever's Garage and Jimmer's Auto. You can check their inventory at jimmersauto.com, and fingerlakes1.com website development and digital marketing. We've been building and hosting websites and email service for hundreds of local businesses since, was that 1899? 1999. Hard to believe that's 20 years ago. 39-28.
Good timeout, I think, by Coach Anderson. To kind of regroup. Going to need a run.
Make a push. Yeah, make a push.
Now's the time. You only get so many of those runs a game.
Yeah, it was pretty easy figuring out our player of the game from the last game.
Yeah.
Probably the best player we've seen in either game tonight, based on her performance in game number 1, was Susie Nemec, the junior from Weedsport. So Mynderse with the ball, needs a hoop. Coming down to the 6-minute mark. They do have time. The bomb from the corner won't go. And they get tentative when they have a few missed opportunities, Mike.
Yeah. Well, that was, they're missing somebody
inside,
underneath.
layup too easy, and a foul late.
They, somebody missed an assignment there.
Quigley with the hoop. That's a shame, as Mynderse had, well, they've been outscored now 17-4.
Yeah, it was 24-24.
Zach Miller making the call as he passes by. Quigley's only points in the game. Another bomb from outside, maybe out of her range.
Yeah. Good rebound by Miller.
Working the perimeter. Can they get one of these to go? Not
out.
that one.
Just have gone cold from the outside.
December 11th, I think, is the next broadcast, if I remember correctly. Waterloo at Newark. Little jump hook won't go.
Just too
her
much.
Own rebound. That's
too much height by Riley Trail.
She might be on board for our MVP.
Good steal.
As I say that, they steal the ball from her. Stop and pop from 15, no. Rebound, no. Rebound, some contact, no whistle, no. Rebound, no. Rebound, yes, and it counts. Well, that's maybe the best. Maybe some signs of a little fatigue that time from Palmac.
Could be.
As Bridget Miller gets the first points on the board for Mynderse here in the final stanza. And a timeout, I think, by Palmac, maybe to give him a rest.
Give him a rest, yeah.
You know, I heard a rumor, by the way.
Really?
I don't know if either of you guys have heard this about Mike Dolage. What's his first name?
Merritt.
Merritt, that he's a pack-a-day smoker.
I didn't hear that.
That's what some of the guys in the seats were saying. I have no idea.
Maybe it's contributing to his thinness.
Yeah. He needs to get on some of that Ensure or something. Yeah, they could use a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah, I saw a quote on Boeheim saying it was going to take a lot longer than he thought.
Here's the upcoming schedules for these two respective teams. They're both games for both of them are tall tasks ahead.
Aquinas,
against Aquinas. Mynderse on the 3rd, Palmac on the 7th. And you see Newark, Palmac, and Waterloo follow. And Wayne, Mynderse, and Geneva for the Palmac Red Raiders.
Mynderse will face Palmac 3 times this year now with this game.
Well, we've seen they're capable of going on some nice stretches. And I would presume a young team coached by a very fine coach in Jerry Anderson will show improvement as the year goes on and they gain experience. And the shot no good. And the deep rebound comes out to Mynderse. Looking for help. Reset the offense. Top of the key, Higbee. In that corner. You can hear the player saying, what do we got?
10. Sophie Lyko Little too aggressive on defense.
Inbounds pass a little too deep, but Mynderse gets it. 4:28 remaining. Driving to the lane.
Nice drive.
Contact, no whistle. Could have been called. Mynderse had several chances.
That's a nice shot. Riley Trail.
Trail again. What do you have her for unofficially when you get a chance? Oh, what a pretty move. And a bucket by Higbee.
What would you have her for in the first half? 7?
Yes.
So I've got her for total
14?
50. Well, I had her for 12. So I might have missed one, though.
Well,
but I think she's been dominant out there. A lot of offensive rebounds.
so now it's really, coming to the home stretch. We're at the final quarter pole in this one, a 12-point lead for the Red Raiders. Katie Smythe driving all the way with the Euro step and laying it in.
Unfortunately, Haley Mosh got caught in no man's land there in the middle of the lane, so. Beautiful shot by Higbee.
I was just going to say, even before that she's looked impressive in stretches here.
She's been impressive as a point guard. She got good size, and I do remember this from last year. She's got a great crossover dribble.
And Trail could have been called for a foul there as she went after her own missed shot. So foul trouble has not ended up being a problem for the short-handed Red Raiders. And with the bad hands, Alessio unable to corral the basketball, and Jimson Akropi pounced on it quickly. They work the perimeter. Nice jump, a nice penetration, but not a good look there. 46-34, under 3. The fabulous Hunt brothers. We have one half of them here today, Jeremy. Here's the high arcing shot. No. Fought for the loose ball. Whose basketball is going to be?
Mynderse.
Not a very big crowd from either of these two communities on your holiday weekend. Wondering if these games were going to get played, at least the boys' potential. There was a holdout of sorts.
Oh, yeah.
Contract problems between the referees.
It's all taken care of.
We got a Mynderse timeout.
11 seconds left in the shot clock. They need a basket here.
We'll be doing the Cicino's Pizzeria Restaurant Player of the Game coming up at the conclusion of this evening's contest as we then head into our Little John Orthodontics Smiles with Style post-game show. Again, I want to thank all our sponsors, Generation Bank, Little John Orthodontics, Bill Cram Chevrolet, Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant, DeSanto Propane, Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, Brad Van Dusen Photography, It's a Wonderful Run 5K, Penny's Place Family Restaurant, Ferrara Lumber and Building Supplies, Red's Place in downtown Seneca Falls, Wilson Press and Mail House, Connie's Diner in Waterloo, Stever's Garage and Jimmers Auto, and FingerLakes1.com website development and digital marketing. We got a 12-point lead, critical time for Mynderse. They do have the basketball. And then I would presume would see if and when they score, they would see some pressure, I would presume. Here's the bomb, short. right at the shot clock end. They get it back, though. They can't take too much time here, trailing by 12. Higley driving, nice little bounce pass, but
I think she should have taken that herself.
Probably. Drive the other way and lay it up and in.
Good pass.
Tatum Smythe. Big second half with 8 points, 2 3-pointers for the sophomore. Here's the bomb from outside short. And
Making it a little cold from the outside tonight. She hit a couple last night. Good
lost
defense.
out of bounds. I thought Smythe may have lost it, but now it's pretty much a foregone conclusion.
14-point game. And
who's your nominees for player of the game, Mike?
Geez, you know, I kind of like Riley Trail.
She certainly.
I mean, Savage played a solid game as well, but
the sophomore, 7, 9, 11, 13, 14 unofficially. Savage in the books with, I think, 10. And that's an air ball. It'll go to Mynderse with just over a minute left in this one. Well, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Got pretty exciting there as Mynderse tied it at 24.
It was. They had their opportunities.
One good quarter doesn't make a game necessarily.
It doesn't.
And actually, it was about 5.5 minutes of a quarter because they didn't score till the 5:33 mark of the second quarter. A field goal. We see Haley Mosh into the game.
There's Haley Mosh. A little bit of a runner.
And Mynderse has been stuck on that 34.
They have
only
been.
10 points so far in the second quarter.
Second half, or
second half, yes, that's what I meant to say.
6 in the fourth quarter, yeah. 34-28.
Turnaround, runner, no. Rebound, yes. And that was Savage.
Savage making a late run for player of the game, maybe.
And what do you have her for on the points?
They're both right around there.
You know,
it's between the two of them, I would say.
And that's it. 50-34 the final. Palmac going away in the end by 16 over the Blue Devils. And we'll be back to wrap this up with the Little John Orthodontics Smiles with Style post-game show coming right up.
Help FingerLakes1.com bring you more great live local sports coverage by becoming a supporter at patreon.com/FL1. Generations Bank is celebrating 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more. Generations has been the Finger Lakes Bank since 1870. Generations Bank, member FDIC.
Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. See all our trucking deals at BillCramChevrolet.com.
Dr. Littlejohn, Dr. Barbie, and their outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal to ensure the overall wellness of each of their patients through their exceptional orthodontic care. Dr. Rod Littlejohn and Dr. Liz Barbie are proud to support our area high school athletes. Check out Dr. Rod and Dr. Liz online at littlejohnortho.com.
Well, the championship of the South Seneca Thanksgiving Tip-Off Tournament goes to the Lady Red Raiders of Palmac, and we're happy to have with us the young lady we selected as the Chino's Pizzeria and Restaurant Player of the Game, Riley Trail. Congratulations, Riley. You guys were dominant at times out there.
Yeah.
You played a great game out there. Now you're a sophomore
Yeah.
on JV last year.
Yeah.
You did a great job out there.
Now, in
Thank
order to get this pizza certificate, which we're about to reward you, there's 2 conditions.
Okay.
Number 1, you have to give more than one-word answers.
All right.
And number 2, since we had a difficulty deciding between you and Adra Savage, you're going to have to share.
Okay.
But other than that, tell us a little something about yourself, other sports you play.
I play lacrosse and I play volleyball. And I tend to be like the middle of most of those sports, down low, so very contact.
Well, you look pretty impressive with some low post moves. Who primarily has been your mentor or tutor? I don't know if it's your head coach or who in developing some of that play. And
Pat Smythe has helped me a lot when I was younger. I played on travel with a lot of these girls when I was younger, and he was our coach. So he has really helped me grow and become the player I am today. And, of course, my coaches now, Senior, Mr. Senior, he's played basketball for a long time, and his words and wisdom has helped me too. And he's over there right now.
I was also wondering, you have good size on your team, so
Yeah.
maybe working with or against in some of the different drills you do with Andra has to benefit you too, or with her.
Yeah, we
senior
work on
experience.
post moves in practice. We don't have a lot of girls to help
I was
scrimmage
gonna
against
say,
each other.
It must be tough at practice with so few. I mean, 8 now. With your one player has mono, right? And
yeah.
Now, what's the injury for who's the girl from last
Kendall?
night? Yeah.
I think she sprained it.
Just a sprain?
It looks pretty bad,
It
but
does.
she hasn't gone and seen anyone yet. So.
And what did you do to yourself? Are you recovering from?
Yeah, when I was in 8th grade, I had a MCL tear during travel, and it kind of sucked because I had been pulled up for JV, and I couldn't play that season because I had to have surgery on my knee. So.
Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
We hate to see those injuries, and
Yeah.
I just can't believe there's so few players on your roster. And did fatigue play a factor at all tonight, you think?
I'm honestly not sure. The number has decreased a bit, but the team we had, we've all played together so much since we were younger, so we have a good chemistry and bond.
Yeah, you'll need to watch it out there for sure. I'm sure Coach talks about it, staying out of foul trouble because you just you can't afford it.
Yeah.
There's so few of you, but great game and a good championship.
Thank you.
And nice to start the season this way. I hope you have a great career and great season, the Palmac Red Raiders.
Yeah,
Congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
And
Good
our
job.
best to you and
Thank
the rest of
you.
the team. And that
Thank
is Riley Trail. And good going. And
Thank you.
so Riley Trail, impressive sophomore, had a lot to say once we got her going a little bit.
Oh yeah, she played. I feel besides the points, she altered a lot of things underneath. Clearly had a rebounding advantage. So it's good to see a young player get off to a good start like that. I'm sure she's nervous and out there on the floor, but she hit it on the head. When you've got great leaders like somebody like Andra Savage and some of the other upperclassmen on that team.
Well,
It's
Mike,
really going to help her.
I think there's some parts of this tournament that Mynderse can really build off.
Yeah.
Even tonight. I mean, they ended up losing by 16, but the way they came back when they could have folded early, I thought we were going to have a 30-point blowout the way things looked just before Mynderse finally scored a field goal at 5:33 in the second quarter. They came back all the way to tie it, and they did get intimidated inside at different times and rushed their shots, but they're going to improve.
Yeah, they'll definitely improve, and even, when they were down the 19-2, they were getting good looks at the basket, so they'll be a work in progress. I'm sure it's a great opportunity for some of the younger kids, who are juniors now to have got some time on the court, just to kind of shake off the nervousness about playing on varsity basketball.
Pleasure working with you and seeing you again, and
you too.
Always a pleasure, Mike. Good man and good guy and all that stuff. Any final comments before I wrap things up?
No, it's great to start the year off here at Finger Lakes 1, and we love doing it. And thanks to Jim back there and all of our crew, and on to the next game.
So we saw Mynderse JVs win 37-35 to capture the JV title over Palmac early, and we saw Weedsport with a fine game from
Susie
Nemec, our player of the game in game 1, 48-34 over the host South Seneca Lady Falcons, and we saw Palmac prevail in the championship game here tonight, 50-34 over Mynderse. Speaking for Jeremy Hunt, Matt Meckley, Mike Alessio, and our engineer and leader, Jim Sinacropi, this is Dave Barnick saying have a great weekend. Thank you for joining us, and may the force be with you.